Chat Productions live on YouTube. Hey, Ken. YouTube stream is up.
Share the link. Don't share the link yet.
We haven't shared it yet. We still got to put a couple things on it, but I just want to let you know it is active and it will be up tonight.
I hear a bad echo from somewhere, Robbie.
It's probably because I had the volume up on my phone.
Turn it down.
I did.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah, is this going to be on Facebook as well?
Yep.
Alright. You want me to go ahead and share the YouTube one now?
What?
Share the YouTube link now?
No, not yet. Alright, you ready?
Ready when you are.
looking live at the Gateway Motorsports Park. I am Bradley Wilson. This is Backwards Hat Productions, coming to you live for the first time ever with the NMNTS Sim Spec Monday Night Thunder Series. Do we have a treat for you? This is the highest paying private league on the iRacing service, paying out over $8,500 in cash money and prizes throughout the season. As we go down trackside now, we'll get a good look at the trucks. They are underway in practice right now, turning some laps, getting ready to do battle. 160 laps tonight on hand for you. Definitely promising to be one heck of a show already. If you're wondering where Robbie Buckner is on assignment tonight down there in the garage area amongst the drivers. We're actually gonna get ready to go trackside live with Robbie here in just a moment. Robbie, can you hear me?
I hear you, Bradley. How are you tonight, brother?
Good, brother, doing good. How's things shaping up down there trackside already?
Oh man, the drivers are down here. They're putting in some hot laps right now, getting ready for this race tonight. These are the stars of the NMTS series, the best of the best this series has to offer. These guys are ready to put on a show. I tell you, the intensity is picking up lap after lap so far, and we're just in practice.
Well, I know I am super excited to get underway, get going with tonight. Big things in store, as you can probably imagine. First and foremost, we've almost got to talk about the fact that this is the series that you and I ran in quite regularly, all through last year and through this year. But things have come up, and we have decided to step out of the seats into the booth for coverage of this one. So you excited to bring it to them from a different aspect?
Man, I tell you, it's a bittersweet situation. Step out of my truck and turn it over to someone else. So it's going to be hard to watch them, but you know what? At the same time, I got the best seat in the house. I get to watch it from the comfort of pit road. Here in a little bit, I get to watch it from the comfort of the road. So I don't have to worry about getting wrecked, getting mad at anybody tonight.
Well, like I told the fans, you are trackside. Do you have a driver corralled up down here?
Man, I am trying my hardest to get somebody right now. So give me about 2-3 minutes, and I should have you a driver here. All
right. Well, as you continue to watch practice going on, Anthony C. sets on top of the board. Pacer Popham second. Zach Kreiser in third. Anthony C. putting down a 33.16. Definitely a fast time around here. Got 31 trucks who have put in a time so far tonight. Definitely going to be in for a great show. As we look at the number 3 truck of Jared Mogard coming in. This man right here has been on a tear. Multiple wins in multiple weeks. Leading laps, winning stages. Definitely just pretty much just making waves is what I was looking for to say there. We'll be looking to see if he can keep on that hot hand tonight. Another driver to watch out for, setting second on the board right now. That's PJ Popham. That number 1 in Coca-Cola truck. The famed Coca-Cola truck, as he's become quite popular, quite known for running that Coca-Cola scheme.
Bradley Wilson, you got me up there, bud?
Yeah, I've got you, Robbie. I can hear you down from the trackside. Who we got riled up there?
Man, I have got a hold of the man that has taken over your seat, Mr. Brady Briggs. This is Robbie Buckner and Backwards Hat Production crew. Man, how's it feel to take over for Bradley starting this week?
It feels pretty good. I just got to give a shout out to Bradley, for letting me take this seat. Very nice of him to do that. So hopefully I can get out here and do him proud. This is my first time here at Gateway, so we'll see what we got for him.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Why don't you tell the fans a little bit about yourself, those that don't know you. I know personally you're new to the NMTS this year. You came up through our farm series, got recognized by Bradley, put in a development truck and all, but kind of tell everybody the story of how you made it all the way to where you're at now.
Yeah, I just started racing in the farm series on Thursday nights. Bradley was nice enough to throw me in his developmental 18 truck. From there, I was offered a spot by David Levine Racing to race on Monday nights here for the NMNTS series. And then from there, I just got this spot now from Bradley. So definitely doable to get in here.
Heck yeah, brother. You feel like there's any extra pressure on you now being in that seat?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the pressure. You know, there's a lot of good guys here. Spence, Terry, and Zach. They're really all good racers here. So hopefully I can keep up with them and keep WOF up front.
I hear you, brother. Bradley, you got any questions for the guy that took your spot?
Not at all. Just good luck tonight, driver, as you start this new chapter in your driving career here at the NMNTS. We will be looking forward to capturing all the action tonight. And like I said, we can't help but wish you the best of luck. No, Mama Briggs is out there pulling for you, so, give us a good show.
Hey, 10-4, Bradley. I appreciate it, man.
That was Brady Briggs, going to be driving the number 78 truck tonight, WFO Motorsports, taking over, as you heard from me. We're going to bring you in on some of those changes, and then we're also going to talk to some of the guys throughout this field.
All right. 1 second, I'm going to see if I can grab somebody else, Bradley.
All right, as we continue to watch practice go on, Anthony C. continues to be at the top of the board with a 33.16. Popham still holding down second through practice.
Ready for me there, Bradley?
Yeah, go ahead. Who we got?
Alright, well, I just got done interviewing the guy that took your seat, so I figured it only fitting to interview the guy that took over my seat. Terry Mason, how you feeling tonight, brother?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Happy to be a part of WFO. I'm still out here trying to get the feel for the track, still trying to find some speed.
I hear you, brother. Well, I know there's a lot of pressure on you having to fill in for a guy like myself. You know, I'm out there every week dominating. Actually, no, I'm not. We all know that. But, man, I'm kind of excited to see you wheel that truck around here tonight. What do you think your prospects are for a good finish tonight?
I think, prospects usually pretty high for me. Like I said, I don't usually qualify very well, but somehow I usually find my way up to the front to the end of the race, so that's kind of the game plan for tonight.
Well, heck yeah, brother. It's good to see you in the WFO colors. I know you and your former team parted, and I kind of took advantage of that situation to see if you could take over my truck. So anybody out there that you want to give a shout out to, or anything you want to tell the fans tonight?
Oh, definitely. I got to give a shout out to Bradley for letting me drive your vacant car. So I do appreciate that. And got to give a shout out to BA Graphics, awesome paint designs, and of course I have to give a shout out to you guys up in the booth and Backward Hat Production. I know you guys are going to do a great coverage tonight.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Bradley, you got any questions for Terry?
No. Once again, just good luck tonight, driver. As you, like I told Brady, as you start this new chapter in your driving career, we'll definitely be looking forward to covering all the action throughout the year as we move forward.
Awesome. It sounds good. I hope I can make you guys proud.
As Robbie tries to find another driver to chalk trackside with us, I believe we are going to be lucky enough to have Ken Yance, the guy that spearheads all this. I believe we'll be lucky enough to have him. He's making his way up to the booth right now. So let's see if I can't get him in here. Ken Yance, welcome to the Backwards Hat booth, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good tonight. How are you doing tonight?
Well, doing well. I sure appreciate you taking time out of the busy pre-race festivities here to get a word in with us. If you could, why don't you go ahead and tell all our viewers out there, a little bit about the series that they're watching and, plans moving forward and such.
Well, this is our premier series in the NMNTS. It's the SimSpec Monday Night Thunder Championship Series. These guys all, it's a pay-to-play format. They all pay a licensing fee to be licensed for the season. And they're racing for about $8,000 in cash and prizes this season. Between the payouts at the end of the year for points, as well as we pay a weekly race purse. We have sponsorship races, the Noble 5 program that pays out. So these guys are racing for a pretty good bit. We've got a roster of about 44 drivers. We only race 32 each week, so some drivers are sent home if we get over the 32 mark. Some weeks we see, you know, all 40 drivers show up. Some weeks we'll see 35 or 36. Just kind of depends on their schedule, but they're all competitive. They're the cream of the crop here in the NMNTS, and we're lucky to have them.
Yeah, definitely so. From what I hear, there's a not only and part of that $8,500 in, you know, prizes, cash and prizes to be given away. From what I hear, the championship winner is actually going to win a pretty nice little gaming PC courtesy of SimSpec PC Towers.
Yes, sir. They'll get a custom-built NMNTS Championship Series one-of-a-kind computer with all the bells and whistles. It'll be when the season ends, it'll be the top-of-the-line computer for the time, and then we'll pay back more than everyone else. We'd like to thank SimSpec for their sponsorship, Traders Exchange, Cowboys of Colorado Springs, Nevaga Naturals. All of them make it possible for us to give these cash prizes to these drivers and give them something to race.
Well, that's all great stuff. Like I said, once again, we can't help but, you know, thank you for taking time out of the busy pre-race festivities here as we watch trucks go around and practice. We'll let you get back down there to doing what you do, sir, and do it mighty well, I might add. And, you know, have a good night. And, you know, like I said, just thanks for coming up and giving us a few moments of your time.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for broadcasting us.
All right, well, once again, that was Kenneth Yance. Like I said, the man in charge, kind of the spearhead behind the Monday Night Thunder Series. We'll kick it back now down trackside. Robbie, have you found someone else for us to talk to?
Yes, sir, Bradley. I have the one, the only man that I like to refer to as the wheelbarrow. Nobody drives it in deeper and harder into the corner than this man right here. This is David Heiza. David Heiza, this is Robbie Buckner in the backwards hat production team, brother. How you doing tonight?
Well, we're doing good, Robbie. How about you?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, dude. Let me ask you something. I've always been infatuated with your truck this year. You have one of the coolest retro schemes, in my opinion, that we run in NMTS. Tell the fans a little bit about this truck.
So this truck is basically, I took a paint scheme from my grandfather's old dirt modified that he ran in the Northeast. Kind of put his name on it. That's where the Kanizel race cars come from. And then took his sponsor, Carl's Body Shop. So, and Bradley went and did the paint scheme for me. So I think it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I am definitely rather prejudiced. I'm probably a little biased, but that I do say that was one of my favorite ones to paint. You know, so far it's cool to do those throwback retro things, and you know, it's nice to pay homage, you know, to the ones that came before us, so to speak, and laid the groundwork.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that scheme came from the very early 80s, so it definitely comes through on the truck.
Well, how you think you're going to fare tonight out there on the track?
Well, Robbie, my practice times honestly look pretty terrible, so I'm hoping that race trim is a little bit better. Once we get in a pack and start running around, usually we can do better than our team or our practice times, but right now it's not looking too good. I hope to turn that around.
Well, if I know anything about you, man, no one's going to try harder than you are. But, man, is there anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, my mom and dad, they watch every weekend, so I always want to shout out to them. Everything they've done for me, I appreciate. So, and my teammates, as always. I've got like 8 of them now. They're hard to keep track of.
Well, I understand, brother. We'll let you get back to your team. But David, thank you for taking the time out to talk to us, and best of luck tonight, brother.
Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate it.
All right, once again, David Heiza, one of the guys that you don't really get to hear from a whole lot in this series. We do appreciate him taking time to talk with us, you know, a few minutes out of the practice there. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to, as you see, hear the trucks in the background still out there turning laps for practice. What we're going to do now is actually give you a rundown. This is your 2018 point standings as you see them now, 1st through 20th. You may see some double numbers there simply just because of a tie. That green line that is on the screen that is separating 12th and 13th, that is the line that everybody is going to be trying to make their way up above. It is called the Hunt line. The Hunt is basically the Monday Night Thunder version of the Chase. Up until this year, that line would have been at 8. But this year, the powers that be came together, decided to add it to 12. And then we're going to, that's the line you need to be above coming into the playoff series. So definitely everybody trying to scramble. As you see, Ryan Daniels just below that line, 28 points out. Spence Thompson, you know, 2016 Sunday Night Thunder champion, not having the year that he would like to have started off to have. He'll be looking to continue to right that ship tonight. Once again, Jared Mogard is your new points leader. Climbed 2 places after last week. You see that right there by the position. The plus or the minus is what those drivers have dropped since the last week's race. That position was held by Zach Lindgren until last week, and Jared Mogard once again putting on a clinic, being kind of stingy with those stage points with pretty much every bonus point you could get. Started from the pole 1 bow stages, led the most laps. You'll see it there, 101 bonus points so far on the year for that driver. So definitely one of the things to watch out for is we've talked about how important stages could be. Jared Mogard, of course, making a fine example out of that. You'll see that there's also on this graphic, there's a laps. That tells you how many laps, total laps that driver has made this year. Of course, you see Jared Mogard's is in the 700s. That is because he was actually an unchartered driver until recently. So Jared Mogard definitely making the best out of that charter and, you know, found his way to the top of the points board. Now a chartered driver. We had one open up. It was the next in line, so you know he's got to be breathing a little easier coming into the points, coming in as your points leader.
Yeah, most definitely. That having that charter helps a lot. It really takes a lot of the pressure off of you.
Well, Robbie, still trackside. Have you found anybody else that wanted to give us a few minutes to kind of introduce our backwards hat audience to these drivers?
I have one more guy I'd like to get an interview with. I'm walking by his trailer right now. I'm going to duck in and see if he's willing to talk to us. And if he's willing to talk to us, we'll talk to him.
All right, well, sounds good. Something new is having Robbie down there trackside. We gave him a mic and a headset and said, hey, look, buddy, why don't you go down there and mingle with the drivers while practice is going on? Let's get some people introduced. Of course, you see right there, you know that famous paint scheme from the dirt night. That is the evil outlaw himself, Michael Redding, back in attendance in the Monday Night Thunder series, ready to do battle with these guys as he races around PJ Popham right now.
All right, Bradley, I have went into the BBR truck back here in the background, and I have got the one driver that, you know, you're probably not expecting us to talk to, folks. Everybody makes a big deal out of his brother, but this guy right here tries harder than anybody else week in, week out. He's getting faster and faster week in, week out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Blaine Fallone, driver of the number 21 Wawa BBR truck. Blaine, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, guys. How about you?
Well, we are ready to go, ready to see some action tonight. 160 laps from Gateway. As Robbie mentioned, you are the other half of the BBR stable. Tell us a little bit about, you know, your background into this, and you know, just give us a little bit of background on you as a driver.
Sure. So last season I hopped in, I believe, towards the beginning, but was more of a spotty driver to show up every now and then. Didn't really have the time to commit to it the way I have this season. This season I have committed to doing the full slate of races. I've definitely been a little bit more pleased with the results the last couple of weeks. I'm coming off of a 13 and a 16, which if you know anything about me, I'm usually starting towards those upper 20s. So anything like that in the top 20, top 15 is definitely my goal. Like, I mean, I have some pretty set goals every week, where it's like my very first goal is just to finish on the lead lap, and then after that, like a top 20, and then, you know, progressing up forward through there. I'm not going to fool you and sit here and say that I'm the fastest driver here, but I also think there's something to say that I don't just try to send it around people when I know I'm driving over my head.
Yeah, definitely so. As I know, I've raced with you, you know, like you said, throughout last season as the part-time driver, through the beginning of this season. You know, I can back that theory up and, you know, say that I've always gotten nothing but respect from you, and you know, that's one of the things that makes you one of my favorite drivers to race around, because I know that, you know, I'm always going to get a clean run with you. And so hats off to you, and, you know, good luck moving through the rest of the season. I'm glad we actually got to talk to you. I know, like Robbie started out with, that, you know, you're one of the guys that we may not see throughout the race, or, you know, you just kind of keep your head down and dig for everything you've got, top 10s and all that. So it's good to take a second and get you in the spotlight here, and we sure appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
Yeah, guys, of course, anytime. I mean, last week I snuck in a couple of laps led and didn't dump the whole field up front, so hopefully we can find something like that again this week.
Well, we will be looking forward to it for sure. Well, Robbie, practice looks like it's just about getting ready to wind on down. What do you say you head back? We'll get you that golf cart, get you chartered back up here to the booth with me, and we'll get ready for some qualifying.
Sounds good to me, brother.
All right. As you got to hear from some of the drivers, a lot more to come. We'll have some in-race interviews, as well as, you know, we'll have some race reports going on. I'll give you a breakdown real quick of how qualifying is going to work. These guys have 10 minutes to turn 2 laps. Looks like there's 34 trucks in attendance tonight. There is a field cap of 32, so 2 drivers will possibly be going home. As Ken mentioned, you know, everybody paid a registration fee, and we hate to send drivers home, but with the field cap and just how many trucks show up week in and week out, I can't help but tip my hat to, once again, to Ken Janssen, John Barron, and all the guys, you know, that make this thing possible behind the scenes. Ken and John, like Robbie and myself, they were drivers up until this season, and they thought that they could bring their own special brand to this series, and, you know, maybe bring some things in to help out with, and it definitely took a turn in the right direction. So we want to thank those guys for giving up their time as well. We also want to take a few seconds and mention some of the sponsors here on Backwards Hat Productions as we get going. Drivers start to head to the drivers meeting. We want to first give a shout out, as always, to NASCAR Diecast. You can check them out on Facebook or Twitter. Definitely a great place to shop. I'm sorry, got a little hung up there, but definitely a great place to shop. You know, they've got release dates and promo codes, and, you know, they work closely with another site called Plan B Sales to bring you all your favorite diecast. And with Father's Day just around the corner, you know, definitely stop by, check them out, maybe get Dad that special diecast. Ram Designs, Kyle Ramsey and the crew, you saw their series run with us last night. Check them out on Facebook. Kyle Ramsey is putting out some of the slickest things, both asphalt and dirt, so check them out, Ram Designs. SimSpec PC, of course, title sponsor here tonight, big contributor to the Backwards Hat Productions booth, so we want to thank them.
Well, Bradley, I've made my way back up here to the booth with you, man. Got the air conditioner nice and blowing up here. Feels all good and sweet. Oh, I'm ready for a good race tonight.
160 laps at the Gateway Motorsports Park. I've heard some drivers kind of relate this to almost drives like a road course. You will see some downshifting in the corners, which is something you don't see a whole lot of.
Yeah, this kind of track, I tell you, man, down into turn 1 and turn 3, it pays off to actually downshift when you get in there. But the risk versus reward is kind of high. If you get it right, you'll get a heck of a drive off the corner, get a really good lap time in. But if you get it wrong, man, you'll start wheel hopping, and when you wheel hop, not good. The truck wants to push up towards the wall, and sometimes it wants to loop around on you. So if you don't time it just right, it could make for a heck of a ride down in the corner.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of trucks, and I'm sure you're going to see trucks tonight get loose, and you know that very thing happened to them. So definitely we'll be on the lookout for that. I know it's happened to me a few times here, and I'm sure it's happened to you as well. I don't think any of us have really been immune to it.
Yeah, I've fallen victim to it several times myself. Usually what ends up happening with me, I get a little too excited and I downshift a little bit too soon, and I'm not fully off the brake yet when I downshift, or I just I don't actually let the truck settle down enough in the RPM range before I shift, and man, it makes for a short night when you over rev these motors and start tearing them up.
Oh yeah, short night is what these guys are looking to prevent. You know, everybody wanting to run the 160 laps here, but as I told the fans as you were making your way back up here, sadly enough, we are going to send 2 drivers home tonight. Narrow this field down from 32 to the field, or from 34 to the field cap of 32.
Yeah.
Well, as we
highest payout private league, you know, everybody wants to be in here. Everybody wants a chance at that prize, but unfortunately, only 32 trucks make it each week. So if we got 34 tonight, that means two of them are in trouble.
Yeah, definitely something that you don't want to see happen. So, well, I tell you what, as qualifying is fixing to roll, we're going to take just a quick pause for station identification, and then we will be right back with you. You'll see Aiden Young out on the track, going to be one of the first ones out. Like I said, we're going to take a quick pause for station identification. Don't go anywhere. 160 laps tonight at the Gateway Motorsports Park. It is going to be one exciting race. Welcome back. Like I said, just a quick pause there for station identification. I am Bradley Wilson. This is Backwards Hat Production. Robbie has made his way back up to the booth. Got the old golf cart to bring him up here and rejoin me. So, Robbie, how was the morale down there tonight overall? You think a lot of drivers excited to go?
Yeah, these drivers are ready to go, but I just got word down from the infield care center that one of the drivers tonight that showed up, unfortunately, is a little under the weather and is not going to make an attempt to qualify, and they're actually going to take what we call hardship points. So thoughts go out to Ronald White. Ronald went to the infield care center to get checked out, and Ronald decided to take himself out of the truck tonight. So that's one less truck that's going to be in the field tonight. Ronald was locked in. I mean, he's one of the good guys in this league. I hate to see that for him.
And definitely don't want to hear it. One of the guys we will talk about right now, that's that number 32 truck, Ryan Broderick, been absent for a few weeks. He did lock himself in via the Noble 5 Daytona winner. So, but it's good to see him back out here in competition tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Broderick is one of those guys that anytime he's out on the track, he's one you got to watch out for. I think next to Mogard, he's the only other guy in this league right now that has more than one win. So definitely a threat to win tonight. Don't put anything past him.
As you speak of Jared Mogard, I talked about the tear he's been on lately. You know, grabbing every stage point possible, doing everything possible to climb the rankings after not having a charter and missing out in Daytona. Definitely been on a tear, and you're going to see him on the top of the board tonight with a 33.23. You see Clayton Kurtz making his qualifying laps in that Riot Motorsports machine, number 16. Discount shop towels on that truck. We'll be definitely keeping an eye on Clayton tonight.
Yeah, Clayton's one of the young guns in the series. Clayton is only 16 years old, if I'm not mistaken, same as his number. So definitely a young guy, definitely somebody to watch out for, and he's getting faster and faster each and every week. And he's one of those guys, if he ever learns how to put a whole race together, watch out.
Another guy we'll be keeping an eye on is this man right here out of the Plains region, James McKee. We know him as Jimmy McKee. He joined the series out of the Cup Series, wanted to go truck racing with us, quickly earned the respect of everybody he races around week in and week out. And as he sits right now 9th on the board, I wouldn't expect him to stay there long come race time.
Oh, no. Jimmy will make his way to the front. You ain't got to worry about that. But, man, these times they're putting down some good times, but Mogard definitely put one up there for him to go get. There's probably two, maybe three trucks left that can go out there and get him, I think.
Drivers continuing to put in times as we see him come in on the board. We'll run down with him here shortly. Get a look at Trevor Harmon in that brand new wrapped emergence NYC truck. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. But that is another truck that is housed out of the Riot Motorsports truck. Trevor, as you know, is your Thursday night Farm Series points leader. Definitely looking to improve on a point standings. That kind of a rough season over here on the Monday nights. It hasn't really transpired Thursday to Monday, but I would expect, as Trevor, he's one of the newer guys in the series, one of the rookies, as you might know, and I would definitely not expect it to, I would definitely expect to see him get better as seat time goes and we see some tracks more and more.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that works. On Thursday nights, man, he runs up front every single week on Thursday nights. On Mondays, he still runs up front, but he seems to get bit by the bad luck bug. So, unfortunate for him, but I think once his luck turns around, he'll be good to go. I think last night, if I'm not mistaken, in our Super Late Model Series here at Memphis, or at Gateway Motorsport Park, Trevor came home in second.
Yeah, great run. As I got to catch the tail end of that battle. I appreciate you, as I told the fans in the Ram Series, that you were away doing your admin duties for the NMNTS Super Series, but I do appreciate you live feeding via the cell phones the last few laps of that race. It was definitely one to watch. Joe Lawrence picked up the big win there, but like you said, Trevor with a strong second place.
Yeah, Joe Lawrence was in his own zip code last night. It's hard to imagine anyone being any more dominant than Joe was last night in the late models. But Trevor had a heck of a run. He stayed patient the entire race and made his way all the way up to second and gave Joe all he could get in the last 10-lap shootout.
As you look now on to Jared Washon, the driver out of Carolina, just kind of maybe getting one last look at this track after his qualifying run. Brand new wrap backwards hat Productions truck, so we appreciate Jared Washon out there. I tell you what, Jared Mogard, once again for about the 4th week in a row, is going to be your pole sitter with the quick time of the night, a 33.232. So why don't we see if we can get a hold of Jared, maybe get a word with him.
All right, let me see if I can pull him up. Jared Mogard, this is Robbie Buckner in Backwards Hat Production booth, man. Heck of a lap you laid down out there, brother. Tell everybody how you did it.
Got lucky. No, I went out there and just, I don't know, we were messing around. We found something there kind of toward the end of practice and just tried to, reduplicate the lap line, and it worked, and we picked up about a 10th for practice, so I didn't think that lap time was going to hold up because there's a couple ones and stuff in there, so I figured they'd show themselves, but we got lucky and grabbed pole.
Well, we noticed, me and Robbie have been mentioning up here in the booth as we watch practice and qualifying, this track, I've heard a lot of drivers kind of refer to it as almost like a road course type oval, where there is shifting. You're going to downshift in turn one. We'll see it all night. A lot of guys, there's a preference on some do, some don't downshift on the other end in 3 and 4. Are you one of those guys that, just likes to leave it in 4 through there, or will we see you downshift?
Yeah, I was kind of lucky. The official stuff was at Richmond last week, and you had to downshift both corners there, so got my practice in downshifting, but definitely downshifting in 1 and 2. Me personally, I am doing it in 3 and 4, but I think as the run goes on and the tires wear out, you'll probably go away from that a little bit in 3 and 4, but you're definitely going to be doing it every lap in 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah, I've always been one of those guys. I usually left it in 4th, through 3 and 4. I know a lot of guys do downshift, but like you said, I believe tire wear is going to be an issue with the downshifting here. Is it a little harder to preserve the rear tires, so to speak, with the downshifting?
Yes and no. I mean, it's really easy to downshift too early on entry and kind of rev it up and get, kind of out of control on entry, so that burns your tires up. But I mean, if you're smart about it and you wait long enough, you can get away with it. But I think my personal game plan, if it plays out like I think it's gonna, is probably downshift the first 5 to 10 laps in 3, and then after that, kind of go away from it and just leave it in 4th.
Well, I've kind of hogged this interview here. Robbie, you got anything else for the man before we let him get to business?
Man, only thing I can say, Jared, is you've been on a heck of a tear, like Bradley said. It's been fun to watch. Hopefully you can keep your streak going tonight. If not, hopefully you get a good run in tonight, man. But best of luck to you. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you get back down there with your team?
Yeah, it's been a fun run. We're riding it out while it lasts, because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't win them all. So we're enjoying it while we got it. But just got to thank Coach Race Reports and Nick Kaufman from Kaufman Racing Graphics for coming on board here, and we'll give her a whirl and see how this goes.
Heck yeah, brother. Have a good night tonight, and again, congratulations on taking the pole tonight.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to all the fans. We're gonna put on a show for you.
We'll be looking forward to it for sure. Once again, that was your pole winner, quick time of the night with a 33.23, Jared Mogard. Robbie, I tell you what, I was looking through this running order, and in 5th place sets the evil outlaw, Michael Redding. I wonder if we can, let's see if we can't track Redding down real quick, maybe get a word in with him before we start.
Alright, let me see if I can get a hold of Michael Redding. Oh. Evil Outlaw, Michael Redding. This is Robbie Bugner in the Backwards Hat production booth. You got your ears on there, brother?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, welcome back to Monday Night Thunder Racing. We know you took a few weeks off to concentrate on the dirt things. Definitely great things, going in on that side as it continues to grow. But back on the asphalt here at Gateway Motorsports Park tonight, I see you turned in the 5th time of a 33.313. So definitely headed off in the right direction, through qualifying and headed into the race.
Yeah, that lap kind of surprised me, but my teammate there, Mark Broderick, gave me a little tip there towards the end of practice, and man, it kind of surprised me. I gained that much time.
Well, we I'll, give me 1 second here, so I got a little tongue-tied. As most people know, you are dirt track, Mr. the NMNTS Dirt Series, heading that thing up for us on Wednesday nights. But I've heard you say time and time again that you're going to kind of get back to that dirt track mentality and run every lap. You know, just put the wood to it, and you'll run every lap as hard as you can. Is that, you know, the angle you're going to try to attack this 160 lap race tonight?
Oh no, I learned that lesson last night. The super late model.
Well, we wanted to get a quick word with you. You know, good luck starting from the 5th position, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that slick Evil Outlaw Motorsports truck throughout the night.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let's try to get a good solid finish here tonight.
That was, once again, the Evil Outlaw himself, Michael Redding, looking to take on 32 of the best tonight. As we get a look, it looks like, I believe, the 26 truck. Robbie, you may be able to correct me if I'm wrong. I know you've been monitoring the race control track, but I believe that virtue of Jared Washawn having a charter, the 26 truck will not make the field tonight. That is Brandon Parsons. We want to give a call out to him. Qualified in the 30th position, but via the charter situation, I don't believe he'll be making the show.
Oh, man. We are having fun down there on the pit road section. I had a look down there. Those guys are hooping and hollering, and I think they're all ready to go.
Well, as we just moments away from 160 laps, I was mentioning to the fans, I didn't know you had stepped away from just a minute. I was mentioning that I believe we had 33 trucks, Jared Washawn being a charter in the 33rd slot. I believe the first truck without a charter. I'm trying to decide, or trying to see who was going to be the drop truck. Do you have any information on that?
I just got done talking to the race officials, asking them about that. With the unfortunate incident with Mr. White tonight getting feeling under the weather and having to back out, they are going to go ahead and let 33 trucks race tonight.
Well, good deal. The more the merrier, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I think. So I know they're fixing to grid up and get ready to rock and roll here. Get ready for a exciting 160 laps broken into 3 stages. So this should be fun tonight.
We want to mention once again that tonight we are streaming for the first night. You can find this race in multiple locations on our Facebook page at Backwards Hat Productions. You can find us also on YouTube tonight, Backwards Hat Productions TV. Be sure to go over and check us out there. Give us a follow. Subscribe to it if you feel so inclined to do. That way you can get notifications to all the action that we'll be bringing you throughout the weeks to come.
Heck yeah, we are slowly but surely building that budget here at Backwards Hat Production. First we get a helicopter, then we got a blimp, then I got a golf cart, and now we're multi-streaming. I tell you, we are coming a long way, folks.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we got you some fresh AA batteries for that microphone.
Yeah, I don't think it liked the dirt too much.
Well, you see the trucks gridding up now. We're going to go through your lineup. On the front row, we talked to him in pre-race. That is the number 3 truck out of the Midwest region, Jared Mogard. To his outside, you will have the 39 truck. That is Jaeger Racing's Zachary Kreiser.
Starting in the second row on the inside, it's going to be the 32 Evil Outlaw Motorsports, Ryan Broderick. And his outside will be the Riot Racing number 16 Discount Shop Towels Chevrolet of Clayton Kurtz.
One row back from that, out of Batesville, Arkansas, that is number 2, Mr. Evil Outlaw Michael Redding. To his outside, a member of the Wall Crusher Racing Stable, number 36, one of the newer entries on the circuit, Kelsey Rogers.
Next row back on the inside is going to be the 59, driving the I Want to Go Fast truck tonight out of the David Levine Racing Stables. That'll be the man himself, David Levine. And to his outside in the number 1 is PJ Popham out of the HRL Motorsports team.
One row back, number 8, James McKee. We talked about him in the pre-race. Definitely be looking for him to make some big moves. Outside of him, Mr. Excitement, as I would like to deem him, Jackson Allen out of the Virginias region. Always a fun driver to watch.
Next row back on the inside, the team owner of BBR Racing, that'll be Blake Falone in the number 11 Pokemon Chevrolet, and his outside in the Emergency NYC Right Racing number 27 Chevrolet, that'll be Trevor Harmon.
One row back to the inside, that's where you're going to find Joe Burchett. To his outside, member of the HRL Motorsports, number 43 out of New England, and that's Craig Learman.
Next row back on the inside, the man we talked to earlier, David Wheelbarrow Heiza in the 711, and to his outside out of Thunderstruck Motorsports, the 71 of Ryan the Iceman Daniels.
One row back, that's where you're going to find your 2017 Grand National Series champion out of the HRL stable, the 00 truck, that's Gordon Larson. To his outside, you're going to have the 2016 Monday Night Thunder champion driver of the WFO stable, Michigan driver Spence Thompson.
Next row back on the inside is the 92 of Christopher Matthews. Christopher Matthews is from California, and to his outside, making his debut tonight for WFO, the number 78 of Brady Briggs.
Another Jaeger Motorsports driver, that is Aiden Young. To Aiden's outside, you will have the number 85 truck of Zach Lindgren in that five-star drafting ride.
Inside the next row, you have Matthew Walzenbeck in the 29, and another driver making his debut for WFO, the 75 of Terry Mason.
As the rest of the field gets filed in, we're going to be looking for the pace car to make the hard left onto pit road. It has already. Mogard going to bring the field to life when the green flag falls.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. We are underway and racing.
Mogard gets the jump, clears the outside lane as they go into turn one. Ryan Broderick looking to take over second place.
Clayton Kurtz, don't look now, going to make a run on the outside. Making the outside work early while those tires are fresh.
David Clayton got a heck of a run off of turn two there. He's able to clear Broderick as they go down into turn three. Now Broderick is under attack on his outside as they go through 3 and 4.
A gaggle of trucks right around the evil outlaw Michael Redding, hovering right around that 5th position.
And there's 3 wide going into turn one with Blake.
Oh, contact gets James McKee a little out of shape. It looked like David Heiza there in the 711, a little contact. They got checked up. That's one of the things that I think we'll be seeing throughout the night here. You know, drivers definitely with the downshifting and trying to find everybody's braking points.
Yeah, some people are going to shift to different points versus the other drivers. Then also you're going to have the drivers that aren't shifting at all tonight, and that's going to make a big difference. If you downshift, you get that surge of power out of the motor.
As we take a look here, riding along with Christopher Matthews right to the outside, that is Terry Mason, as they almost go 3 wide in the back there.
Oh, we have trouble with 32 of Ryan Broderick. He's way off the pace.
Pulls low down to the bottom, not exactly sure what's going for the driver out of Pennsylvania. We'll hope to see him rebound.
Yeah, no clue what happened to Broderick there, man. That's a tough rip.
Gonna lose a ton of spots as you see him 3 wide almost again as they funnel down into turn one. This is right around the 24th position. You've got the number 17 truck back there fighting it out with them. That is Scott Lacoe, one of the newer drivers to the series. Matthew Walzenbach right behind him, and Anthony C. going to be looking to charge from the back.
Yeah, these drivers in the back of the pack don't want to be there long. They want to try and make their way towards the front before the field spreads out. So they got to be careful. Ooh, it looks like Michael Redding caught the wall as they come out of turn 4. He's extremely slow down the front stretch.
May have pancaked the right side of that Toyota Tundra. You know, Gateway, one of those places where aero may come into effect, but I feel like the crew can probably knock that one out, get it back going straight again.
Oh yeah, aero is still sensitive here. I don't care how big or small the track is. You're always going to have that little bit of an aero effect, but he can definitely get those fenders pounded back out when they come in for pit stops. right now. He's just got to survive and ride out.
As you get a look back here, this is Sawyer Ott running in the 29th position right now. Started 28th, riding around 29th, so no big moves right now. But you know, I wouldn't come to see that as a surprise as you see the gaggle of trucks ahead of him. You know, riding out back, letting some things play out, definitely always, you know, a strategy that I like to use.
Yeah, early in this race right now, you really want to just feel your way through the field. Don't take any overly aggressive moves. Take your time, slowly make your way up through the field. Last thing you want to do is, you know, dive bomb somebody in the corner early in the race, in yours and their race this early.
Take a look at David Levine. He's got Joey Burchett out back, Trevor Harmon out front. We go on board now with the 59 Me truck.
Yeah, David's one of those guys that I don't expect to see towards the back tonight. David's a real good road course racer. This track kind of plays into his hands, in my opinion. I think the longer the runs go, the more it's going to pay off for him, and the further towards the front he's going to get.
I tell you what, I'm actually going to pull up the tack on the 59 truck right now. You'll see it on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You can kind of tell by watching these RPMs just exactly what that driver is doing. As you see Levine work through 3 and 4, just kind of rolling the throttle.
Yeah, David's on and off the throttle. He's not going to upset the truck too much getting on and off the gas, so he's real smart about the way he is. I'm pretty sure right now he's trying to take care of his tires and just ride, and as this thing gets going and the laps start clicking away, I think he'll definitely start making his way towards the front. His tires will be an issue.
Well, we're 10 laps into this 160 lap race. Already a lot of excitement to be had. As we take a look back up front, Jared Mogard continues to lead over Zachary Kreiser. That lead right around 2/10. We saw Mogard jump out to it early, but it hasn't really grown since that time.
No, Krieger's keeping him right there in his sights, not letting him get away. But I wonder if Mogard's using that strategy. He told us, you know, we're about 10 laps into the run now. I wonder if he's no longer shifting going into 3, or if that pressure from Zachary is causing him to have to keep shifting.
You know, Kreiser definitely putting the pressure on, maybe making Mogard run that truck a little harder than he would like to. A guy right now who looks like he's off to a good start, that's the 4th place driver, Clayton Kurtz out of Illinois. Discount shop towels on that truck. As you ride on the pillar window net cam, you see Clayton working the hands going through 1 and 2.
He's doing a good job tonight.
Off the back of the Discount Shop Towels 16 truck. Get a good look back at Jackson Allen in that number 4 truck.
Yeah, it looks like we have a car on pit road. Looks like the 2 of Michael Redding possibly made more contact with the wall. Had to bring that car down the pit road to the crew's attention.
Definitely not the start you want to see for the Evil Outlaw in his return race to the Monday Night Thunder Series. We'll hope the crew can, you know, get that truck fixed and get back out there. Right now, Joe Burchett going to look low on David Levine through 3 and 4.
Joe digging the bottom. David's having to protect on the high side. David should have the run coming off the top side here. But Joe's not going to give up easy as they drag race down the front stretch and head into turn 1.
We get a look at Trevor Harmon, get a look out off of Trevor Harmon's number 27 Riot Motorsports. As I start to say it, Levine gets the wall, causes a checkup, almost collects the 11 of Blake Falone.
Yeah, I think that's just a matter of running that high side, exiting 2. Truck got a little bit tight, pushed up into the wall, and unfortunately for David, with the truck, the 83 truck for Shed under his inside, he couldn't really come down, and you know, unfortunately had a choice, either the wall or the truck below him, and it looks like he took the harder of the 2 choices.
I'm seeing a little bit of damage to the Blake Falone Pokemon number 11 machine. Looks like maybe a little bit of damage to the grill area of that truck. We'll definitely be watching to maybe see if overheating becomes a play with the 11.
That's a good question. You know, the radiator opening on these trucks aren't real big. If you've been the fenders up too much on the front, especially on the nose, it'll actually cave in that air, and these trucks will overheat. And once they start overheating, there's no getting them back. The only way to get the heat down is to come in and let the crew fix it, or you run the risk of blowing the motor up.
You see Spence Thompson, we're on board. Spence Thompson's carrying one of our backwards hat production tech cams right now. That is pointed at the left front brake rotor. Definitely be interesting to see his brake wear goes throughout the night on that number 89 Savonga Naturals Chevrolet.
Yeah, Spence is methodically making his way up through the field. Spence being a defending champion in this series, the 2016 champion, you know, he's going to slowly and methodically work his way up through this field. And right now, he's moved up 7 spots from his 18th place starting position.
From 18th to 11, good charge so far for the 89. Another driver right now that's just kind of laying in the shadows. Maybe you see a little scuff mark on the right side. Pacer Popham in that Coca-Cola truck.
Yeah, Pacer's one of those guys. I like to call him a checkers or wreckers kind of driver. Pacer's either going to bring home the win or he's going to do something spectacular. But definitely one of the guys to look out for tonight.
As you say, look out for. I was looking over the lap demographic just now. Pacer Popham, the fastest truck on the racetrack that time by him with the 34.342. So definitely, you know, just kind of got some breathing room, found a nice little pocket to run some of these opening laps in. But, you know, definitely not holding back and not holding off the loud pedal.
No, definitely not. Pacer's 2.5 seconds off the lead. And as he comes to the stripe, he actually lost 0.3 that lap, so he's back to 2.7 seconds off the lead. So I think he's charging hard, trying to catch back up to him. But I tell you though, the impressive thing right now is Zachary Kreiser. Zachary Kreiser is still within a half a second of our leader, Jared Bogart.
Yeah, Kreiser not letting him get away, as I've kind of been monitoring that battle here and there and throughout the night. You see them both two kind of just checked out right now, setting sail, walking the dog on the field in the opening laps as we come to 20 down next time by. See them both downshift through 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, they're, I think Kreiser's making Bogart run his truck a little bit harder than he wants to here at the beginning of the race. And the question is whether or not it's going to pay off for Bogart to keep running that hard, or if it'd be wiser just to do what he talked about earlier and just let Kreiser go, maybe.
Well, Mama Briggs, we know you're out there watching. Give you a good shot at Brady Briggs right now in the 20th position in that Old Can Hancock SimSpec PC truck as he battles with the Iceman, Ryan Daniels and Anthony C. Anthony's on the charge right now, picked up 10 spots from 31st to 21st.
Yeah, Anthony is making a solid charge up through the field. Him and his teammate Jared Bouchon are both picking him up and putting him down, as they like to say.
Oh,
started 31st.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I saw Terry Mason and a few other trucks get collected off of turn number 2. Looks like everybody's going to get back going, and we will stay green. Definitely not what you want to see for Terry Mason, driver out of Carolina.
Right,
caution now on the speedway. As I believe that caution was probably going to be thrown for Terry Mason getting back going. We'll see if we can't go back and take a look at just what happened to him there. Oh no, actually, I take that back. I'm going to show you what the caution come out for. I got to looking through the replay footage. Definitely Lindgren makes contact with that outside wall in the 5-star drafting machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like what the caution was. Tough break for Zach, but a lucky break for Terry. That's going to keep him on the lead lap.
We'll go back and take one more look at this. See Zach Lindgren working the wheels. Got a handful of a truck there. Like it just got out from underneath him. The good news is no one else makes contact with Lindgren as he's spinning, so definitely a situation you don't want to see, but one that, you know, could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, definitely could have been a whole lot worse. And if you look at the damage on Zach's truck, it's really not that that significant. again. He's got a little bit of right front fender damage, and the right rear is pushed in a little bit, but I think the crew will mash that back down, put some bear bond on it, and send him back out there.
Well, as you get a look at the trucks coming down pit road, we have a camera right along the wall to see the pit lane exit and catch all your battles off pit road. Jared Mogard, of course, going to have the position. Looks like PJ Popham actually beat him out of the pits there.
I tell you, PJ's crew's been on it the last couple of weeks. PJ's been picking up spots on pit road. So shout out to PJ and his team over there at HRL. They got the pit crew working it.
Definitely so. They've been putting in the work, and it shows as they get him. He came in third, came out first. So great job picking up 2 spots there on pit road. I tell you what, let's see if we can't get a talk with PJ Popham here. Let's see if we can't connect to the radio and see just how the night's going for that driver.
Alright, 1 second here. Let's see if we can pull up on PJ.
Pacer Popham, this is Bradley Wilson, the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
10-4, Bradley.
Well, we saw the pit crew making quick work there, getting you out, come in third, come out first. Tell us a little bit about how your night's going so far.
So far, so good. Just trying to keep the truck clean and be there at the end. The #1 HRL powered Coke machine is running pretty good tonight, so hopefully we're here at the end and with a chance to win.
Hey, you started 8th, moved up to 3rd, and then just kind of rode there. Were you saving tires at all and just kind of waiting for it to unfold, or?
Yeah, Jared and Zach were up there probably about 2.5 seconds in front of me, so I was just kind of riding around waiting to see what was going to happen. So.
All right, well, good luck as you move throughout the night, sir. We'll definitely be keeping a camera on you.
10-4, Bradley. Thank you.
That was Pacer Popham, driver of the #1 car for HL Motorsports. I'm actually going to go about midway through the field now and see if I can't dial up the radio for Craig Learman, who is sitting in about the 10th position right now. Craig Learman, this is Bradley Wilson, the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you, Bradley. How you doing?
Doing all right. Well, we see you running in the 10th position, up from 14th after the caution. We know you're getting ready to go 1 to green, but tell us a little bit about your night real quickly and how it's going for you out there.
Yeah, starting to have to be impatient, watching these guys, see what they're doing, just riding around at the moment, working the groove, trying to find something.
Well, good luck as you continue on. 136 to go. We'll be definitely keeping an eye out for you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you guys do up there, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, that was driver of the #43 truck, Craig Learman, out of the HRL stables. Of course, the L in HRL standing for Learman. That team was originally built around David Heise, Derek Robinson, and Craig Learman, if I'm not mistaken, and they picked up some nice additions along the way. Well, Robbie, getting ready for the restart here. What do you think we're going to see?
Oh man, I think we're going to see an exciting thing. I think a couple drivers may have took 2 tires, so it's going to be exciting to see how they work out. I see David Levine in 3rd place, so let's see how this restart plays out.
Well, Pacer Popham wasting no time jumping on the loud pedal. He's going to gap Mogard by about 3 truck lengths as they go down off into turn 1.
Yeah, Pacer got a heck of a start. Mogard's able to clear Levine for 2nd. Levine is going to have to hold off Zachary Chrysler as they come off turn 2, head down the backstretch.
These trucks storm around the Gateway Motorsports Park. What do you say, Robbie, about that time of the night, huh? Let's crank it up.
Yeah, crank it up. If you got your headphones in, turn them up. If you don't have the headphones in, or if you're at a bar just hanging out, having some fun, turn up the TVs, let's have some fun.
A lot of sights and sounds to be had around the Gateway Motorsports Park tonight here in Madison, Illinois, USA.
It's good racing right here tonight. Right now there's a battle for fourth between Jackson Allen, David Levine, and Kelsey Rogers as they battle for fourth, fifth, and sixth place. Trevor Harmon in pursuit.
The battle's starting to heat up. You see that number 59 meat truck. Jackson Allen now going to look to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Try to outbrake and outshift the driver in the number 59. Gets a good little run down the backstretch.
Yeah, it's a drag race at this point down into turn 3. See who's braver as they dive into turn 3.
Neither truck going to give an inch. Levine still works the high side. Allen on the bottom.
I tell you, man, what's impressive about this is both of these guys. Jackson Allen himself is not a bad road racer himself. So it's interesting to watch these road racers as they go around. And there's been a change for the lead as Mogard has made his way around PJ Popham as they head down into 1 and 2.
Mogard works his way around the outside of Pacer Popham through 1 and 2. As you see him storm down into turn number 3, Mogard reassumes the point just a few laps after that restart. You know, there's not a lot you can really say that hasn't been said about Jared Mogard's performance in the past couple weeks.
I tell you, if there's any driver that's been on a roll hotter than his, probably last year's champion Tyler Justice. Tyler went on a run like this where it seemed like no matter what happened, I mean, he can get involved in the incident on lap 1, and it seemed like Tyler could come back and start dominating the race. So Bogart is following in along the line of drivers in the NMTS. When you get hot in this series, you got to ride that momentum and ride it as long as you can. But PJ Popham is not giving up as he's to the bumper of Bogart as they come off the floor.
Take a look back at your battle for the lead. It is a good one right now. Popham just kind of looking to keep pace with the driver out of the Midwest region, Jared Mogard. I want to take a look back actually as we leave this battle for just a second. We're going to jump on board here with Joseph Anwar in that number 13 Millennial Aviation truck.
Joseph Anwar is doing a solid job tonight, staying out of trouble, keeping that truck clean, and just taking his time.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution on the speedway. Trying to find it.
Not exactly sure. I see Michael Redding slow off the pace in the number 2 truck as well as the 17 of Scott Lacoe. We'll take a look back here and see if we can't find out just what happened. Looks like Scott Lacoe is going to go for a ride in that 17 truck, just getting a little loose. Maybe a product of what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, definitely a product of what we was talking about earlier, getting down in the corner and possibly suffering some wheel hop.
Well, I see a few takers on pit road right now. You see Spence Thompson going to bring the Savaga Natural 89 truck to pit road. Good little split of the wall there.
Tell you what, I'm going to see if we can't get a word in here with Jackson Allen in the Thunder Truck racing truck as he's made his way into the top 5 and see how his night's going. Jackson Allen is Robbie Butler back with that. Got a copy, bud?
Yeah, 2-4.
Man, we seen you out there. You started 10th tonight. You made your way all the way up to 5th, man. Tell us how your night's going.
Man, I'm still trying to learn the track here. As you guys know, this is my very first time ever walking into this place. So it's about the first 80 laps here. We're just going to be trying to learn and maintain a little bit of pace and see if we got anything for them in the last 80.
Well, I hear you, brother. I know you have a pretty solid grasp on road course racing. Does this track kind of give you that feel going off into turns 1 and 3?
Turn 1 is more kind of like Pocono, and then turn 3 is kind of New Hampshire in the way you have to attack them. Really, both corners, your entry is everything that matters. If you miss the entry, then your exit is completely ruined. So a lot relies on how good you are at hitting your braking point perfect every single time.
Well, heck yeah, brother. We'll wish you best of luck rest of the race, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
10-4, thanks, sir.
That was once again Jackson Allen, 5th place driver, started 10th up to 5th. We told you he'd be one of the guys to keep an eye on there. Probably definitely. What was that?
I got another guy I think we should have a word with. Oh, Anthony C. started 31st. He's all the way up to 8th. See how his night's going.
Let's get a talk with that driver as we continue to pace around.
Anthony C. Robbie Butler, Backwards Hat Production booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, I do.
Man, oh man, you started 31st on the field tonight. You made your way all the way up to 8th, man. How's that truck feeling tonight?
It's good. Just need some open space and be able to start passing more cars, more trucks.
Well, I hear you, brother. I tell you, it's been exciting to watch you come all the way from the back of the pack to the front. I don't think anybody's passed more trucks tonight than you have. What you think about the track conditions tonight? How do you think it fares for you moving forward?
Oh, it's good. Actually, what happened with my qualifying, I ended up hitting a wall, so that really slowed my time down. But I think once the race continues on long runs and everybody starts spreading out, it'll be better off for me.
Well, 10-4, we'll let you get back at it and see you won the green here. Good luck rest of the night.
Thank you, guys.
That was Anthony C. Like Robbie said, started 31st, right now in the 8th position. Definitely mounted the charge. Robbie, you know, one thing we haven't talked about tonight's the stage breaks. How they're going to play in.
Stages tonight, man, I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference when these guys get down to the end of these stages. It's going to be exciting. If you would, let all the fans know when our first stage break's going to be.
Well, I was kind of hoping you could tell me as we get back to going racing here. The only thing I forgot to get from race control tonight was the stages. But we'll get it nonetheless.
I'll see if I can get it here in a minute for you.
Green flag in the air. We're back underway. Mogard on the loud pedal going to gap Pacer Popham by about 4 truck lengths as they head off into 1. Get a look at the field coming off turn number 2, storming down the backstretch from the number 3 back roof of Jared Mogard. Pacer Popham going to drive it in deep, going to try to close that gap down just a little bit.
Well, Bradley, I talked to our race officials, and lap 40, lap 8 are our stage breaks tonight.
Definitely. So, Robbie, I've been monitoring the YouTube chat out there, watching the YouTube stream, monitoring the chat. How's things looking over there on the Facebook side?
Man, I tell you, we got a good bit of interaction out here on the Facebook side. We got Kenny Yons out there in the chat, says he is cranking it up from the Cowboys of Colorado, and he was excited for Jackson Allen to get a interview. Old Mama Briggs out there with the heart face when we showed her son out there. So it's a good little group of people out here in the chat.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution flag's gonna fly.
Your first stage there.
Into your first stage. Jared Mogard going to pick up yet another stage win.
Yeah, looks like BJ Popham's going to come home 2nd, Kelsey Rogers 3rd, Jackson Allen 4th, Zachary Kreiser 5th. Then David Levine 6th, Trevor Harmon 7th, Anthony C 8th, Aiden Young 9th, and Craig Lerman will be the last driver, finishing in 10th, picking up a stage point tonight.
As we bring up the standings one more time, the field beginning to pace around. There you'll see where they're running on the track, and as you mentioned, Robbie just given a call out to all of those drivers. We're going to pull that down now actually and show you the points once again. Jared Mogard, your points leader, with that impressive 101 bonus points on the season. Going to add 10 more to that virtue of this stage win. The stage points work like this for all of you out there that are new to this racing. Jared Mogard picked up 10 points for his stage win. Pacer Popham 9, and then it just kind of cascades down all the way to Craig Learman, who picked up 1 point per 10.
And those stage points are crucial. I'm telling you, you'd be amazed at how much of a difference that one stage point will make at the end of the night for you.
You see the field start to come down pit road here. Everybody's staying up close to that wall, as that is per the NMNTS rules. You're going to see Mogard make a stop in his pit box. Like I said, he does have the preferred pit box following his pole position, drawing pit box number 1. Service is being made to the number 3 truck. They are out and away. Looks like Mogard's going to win the battle off of pit road this time over Popham. Kelsey Rogers, a big mover on pit road that time. I see him look like he's going to file out after Popham.
Yeah, Kelsey had a solid pit stop there. Good to see.
You know, I heard you, before we get an interview in, I heard you mention Kenny Yonts dropping us a line out there on social media, you know, saying that he was enjoying this race from the Cowboys of Colorado. As I understand it, that is one of the largest bars in Colorado. They do live stream this race over the TVs there in the Cowboys of Colorado bar. So we definitely want to give a shout out to all the patrons there. And, you know, thanks for tuning in to Backwards Hat Productions, to the Monday Night Thunder series. And we're happy to have you aboard.
Heck yeah. And if you guys are listening out there in the Cowboys of Colorado, Kenny, I'm going to do this to you. Next round's on Kenny.
Next round's on Kenny. I'm not sure. That's almost like ordering 50 pizzas and sending it to somebody's house. So
he said he's just buying water, though. Next round was water.
Next round was water. Well, I tell you what, Kenny, that was Robbie that gave out that call. I had nothing to do with it there.
But I tell you, it's awesome to hear that people are out there watching, having a good time at a establishment. Hope you guys are enjoying it from the Cowboys of Colorado, along with everyone else, maybe sitting in the comfort of their home or sitting in a break room at work or wherever you may be. We thank you for tuning in tonight on Facebook and on YouTube.
Well, what do you say we get a talk with Jared Mogard?
I was just about to do that, but it looks like Jared is in the middle of a conversation with his team.
Uh-oh. Well, we don't want to definitely interrupt that. I tell you what, one driver that we could get a talk with right now looks like he has stayed out to inherit the lead. That's the Pokemon truck, Blake Malone.
Yeah, let's pull up old Blake Malone, have a word with him. Blake Malone, Robbie Buckner in the Backwards Hat Production booth. You got a copy?
10-4 guys, got you loud and clear.
Well, we see the lights off on the pace cars. You're going to get ready to go green. We noticed that you stayed out to take the lead here. A little bit of a strategy call?
Well, we pitted right before the that little caution before, so figured we were going to take our chances up in the front since traffic's so hard to navigate here.
I understand. We saw you get a little damage to the front end of the Pokemon truck. Looks like the crew has got it repaired, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you.
10-4, we're going to be trying to keep it up front.
That was driver of the number 11 Pokemon machine, Blake Malone. You heard him say maybe take a little bit of a gamble as we actually look at the field work through 3 and 4. You see some of the inner pit objects there. This is what your flagman sees. So this camera is right up behind your flag man. Pace car is in. Blown on the loud pedal. He's off and away. He's going to lead the field for the first time tonight down into turn number 1.
Good restart there by Blake Malone as he's going to clear second place as they go into turn 1. That's going to bring, it looks like, the 78, Brady Briggs to the inside.
Brady
42.
Brady Briggs, John Kennedy, Brandon Parsons, some names you haven't heard up towards the front, as well as Zach Lindgren tonight. So definitely a changing of the guard after the pit stop. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out for this man right here, Jared Mogard. We're going to go on the Windonet cam with him. Going to have to work his way through traffic pretty much for the first time all night. 3 wide behind him.
Woo. Got to get 2 wide by the time you get to the corner. It's not going to work. They bring it down to 2 wide.
Oh, indeed. Spence Thompson threading the needle there in that WFO number 89 machine. Parsons start.
Mogard thought about taking the 3 wide in turn 3. But wiser of his back.
He looked, maybe thought different of it, as Brandon Parsons was one of those trucks that stayed out. He has fell back off the start, but Blake Malone continues to kind of hold the lead right now.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Big wreck in the back as you see him there. Oh, one truck. That's the 818. Derek Robinson. We haven't really talked about him too much tonight. Definitely going to go back and see if we can't get a look at what just transpired for this.
Looks like it started with the 21.
We're going to go on board with the 21 now. Oh, my bad there, folks. So many controls and buttons up here. I tell you what, we'll see if we can get one more look at what happened. I do apologize. Like I said, there's a lot of buttons and controls in this NMNTS Monday Night Thunder booth. They're giving us a lot more gadgets to play with these days, Robbie.
Yeah, man, as the budget picks up, they start giving us more fancier stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm glad you're the one on the control inside, because I don't think I'm smart enough to press the right button at the right time.
You see Zachary Kreiser getting caught up in it. A tough break for the driver who started outside the front row. We're actually going to go on board with him now. Like he might have made a little bit of contact with the number 21 Wawa truck there. Sent him around. Oh, gets hit again as he just kind of sitting there waiting to get going. We're going to take one more look at this. This time we're going to do it in slow-mo from the 21 truck.
Man, tough break for Zach and for Blaine there.
Hey, you heard Blaine in the pre-race show talking about just being one of those guys who likes to ride around, keep that truck clean, log some laps. He might have got a little loose on the bottom right there. As you see the truck start to wiggle, Kreiser goes to make a move on the inside. Definitely just a little bit of contact as you see him right there. Heavy impacts for both of those trucks coming up in here.
Yeah, Kreiser is in the same kind of position that Mogard's in, having to make his way back up through the pack after pitting there at the stage break. Unfortunately for him, you know, contact looks like it's going to end his chances at a win, but he's still rolling, so you never know what may happen.
We're on board in the gyro cam right now with Derek Robinson. We'll go back. We watched it in slow-mo. I want you all to see this. You know, you may say, well, Robinson just never hit the brakes, but a lot of things happening quickly, smoke and all. Ugh. Definitely not something you want to see for the driver out of Canada.
No. No, it happens fast. It happens quick. And I tell you, man, that gyro cam, whew. Man, if you got motion sickness, don't watch that.
Don't watch that. I'm glad it's still attached to the roll bar. It went for one heck of a ride along with Derek Robinson. Like I said, that's one of those things where you see that and you think, you know, he could have maybe hit the brakes. There was a lot of smoke, and these trucks don't stop on a dime, I can tell you from, you know, previous experiences. So, you know, tough break for the 818, just getting caught up in something that really was none of his doing.
Yeah, heck of a break for Derek there. I tell you, these These trucks are heavy trucks, and when they shut down, man, it's hard to lock them down and get them to stop. You know, all the weight shifts to the front, the motor falls over the top of the tire, basically, and man, it shoves you into the wreck more so than anything. A lot of times, you know, you're better off if you just roll out of the throttle and slowly get on the brakes than you are to jam on them.
Yeah, definitely so. As we see the field continue to pace around, I tell you what, why don't we see if we can get a talk with the number 42 truck, Robbie? See if you can make contact with that radio of John Kennedy.
All right, let's see if we can get a hold of Mr. Kennedy here.
Field starts to double up, lights off on the pace car. Were we not able to make radio contact with him?
Oh, he asked that we wait till the next caution if possible.
Okay.
So,
all right, we can definitely do that.
Focused.
The lights off on the pace car. The field begins to work around, pulling those belts tight, getting ready to get back down to business. 109 laps to go, only 4 cautions for 17 laps so far. You're wondering about the weather out there right now. It is a cool 68 degrees with a 4-mile-per-hour wind out of the north. Definitely a little headwind there, Robbie, maybe affecting some of these trucks.
Yeah, a little bit of headwind will definitely affect the trucks, but I tell you what affects it more though is this downshifting, and you know, if you hit that rumple strip and get a little bit loose, you know, that'll have a little bit of effect, but the wind definitely plays a factor.
Well, Pocono getting ready to bring the field back to life again on the loud pedal. Green flag is in the air. We are underway. Pocono out to another great jump.
Yeah, Blake does again, got another really good run. Brady Briggs this time down to the inside of Kennedy as they make it in turn 1.
Brady Briggs trying to make Mama Briggs proud right now. Good first outing in that WFO truck for Briggs.
Yeah, heck of a solid run by Brady tonight, but unfortunately that move to the inside is going to cost him, as right now he's in jeopardy of losing 4th place to Mogard.
Here comes Mogard on the charge once again. Led most of the opening. Oh!
All right, man, caution is out.
Oh! Heavy contact. Trucks continuing to pile up here. That is one bad thing about the Gateway Motorsports Park, as that was a lot of carnage, as you see on the front stretch. A lot of good trucks getting caught up in this. We are going to go back and take a look at it.
Do not look at Anthony C's gyro cam. I'll go ahead and tell you that much right now.
We're actually going to get a look. The first look I want to get is from Jackson Allen in the 4 car. You see the smoke starting, trucks going every which way. We were talking about it. Clayton Kurtz spinning back across the track. Nowhere for Jackson Allen to go. We're actually going to get a look, another look from the gyro cam of Clayton Kurtz's truck. He was a little closer to it.
Don't cry, Mama Briggs. Mama Briggs said, cry, cry out in the chat.
Last but not least, we're going to get a look from Brady Briggs. See him going down the back stretch there. Everything's normal. Everything's in line. Mogard makes the run to the bottom. Briggs up the hill just a little bit. And the wreck is on.
It's a tough break for a lot of drivers there. Brady was doing a good job. Just got a little tight off the corner, got into the wall. And unfortunately, being that far up front in the field, it kind of collected a lot of drivers.
Y'all want to get a look? I see Jared Washon here. You see him come stopped up against the wall. I'm not sure there was very much damage to the 96 truck. He sees the smoke. He sees him start to check up. Minimal damage to the right front of that truck. Does a great job of getting it stopped.
Yeah, I don't see much, if anything, kind of damage to It's his truck, man. I tell you, it looks like a little scuff where the Goodyear is over the tire. But he done a heck of a job avoiding that wreck.
You know, we got to do it. One look here. One more look. We're going to slow it down. Look at that. Anthony C. flipping down the front stretch. Not a sight you want to see for any driver.
No, Anthony.
I'm counting at least 6 barrel rolls.
He went on a sprint car flip.
Well, I tell you what. You see it from LaShawn.
See if we can't get an interview with,
you wanted to see what one of these flips looked like inside this truck. Gyro cam still intact, but man, what a wild ride for the driver of the 98. We'll actually go back and get a look at it right front. We'll actually go off the rear. Oh, not a sight you want to see for any driver.
No.
Especially one who was making a hard charge and started 31st. By my count, was in about the 10th position when that wreck occurred. You see the crew going to work on it right now. Well,
pull Jared Wishon up here, and the guy that drove through that whole thing and somehow missed it all. Let's see what he thought about that one.
Well, let's get a talk with LaShawn.
Jared Wishon, right button backwards hat, but I want to get a quick chat with you before we go back green, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. That was a little close on that wreck right there.
Man, we watched it from multiple views off of your truck. Looks like minimal damage to the Backwards Hat Productions number 96 truck. You think you'll be okay?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. This truck's not really handling that great, but we should be alright.
Alright, well, we'll let you get back down to business when y'all lights are off on the pace cars. Y'all work through 3 and 4. Good luck on the rest of your night.
Thank you, guys.
That was Jared Wishon, driver of the number 96 Backwards Hat Productions Toyota. Blake Falone making himself almost a permanent figure out there right now, but don't look now. Mogard up to 3rd. You know he's hungry for that lead back. Also, Burchett, one tough customer on the outside. Falone,
green flag.
Falone on the loud pedal brings the field back to life. The field a few less trucks now than it was a minute ago, but nonetheless 103 to go, and I feel like we've still got a lot of excitement ahead of us.
Oh yeah, we definitely still got a lot of really fast trucks in this field. Blake Falone, I'm telling you, he's done a great job out front.
You know, Mogard had just made the pass on Brady Briggs. Definitely shows you how, you know, in an instant things can change. Mogard skates through, but not the case for so many others down on pit road right now.
Yeah, I tell you, Mogard was extremely close to getting wrapped up in that himself, but luckily he made it through. And right now, you got to think, does he charge and try and make it through, or does he, at this point, kind of settle in and be glad that he wasn't part of that? But knowing Mogard's not going to settle as he dives it down into turn 3.
Great racing all around. You were talking about not settling. These are teammates right here. The 89 WFO truck of Spence Thompson, the 85 5-star drafting truck of Zach Lindgren. Looks like Thompson's going to get the run to the inside as we head down into 1 and 2. Going to slide up in front of Zach, clears him. That is a battle for the 4th position.
Spence is starting to make his move towards the front now. As Spence runs 3rd,
Mogard for 2nd. Mogard may get 2 and 1 right here as Blake Falone and Burchett up the hill. Mogard to the lead with a power move.
2 for 1, baby.
2 for 1. You can't beat that. And just like that, Jared Mogard reassumes the point. Don't look now.
Spence Thompson.
I was just fixing to say your 2016 NMNTS Monday Night Thunder champion Spence Thompson's on the move. 3 wide off of turn 2. A little contact between Blake Falone and Joe Burchett sends Burchett into the wall. Thompson's going to move on through.
Holy crap, they handing out coupons all of a sudden? Because I've seen a bunch of 2 for 1s.
I'm telling you, they must have stopped by the local store there. As you see, some trucks that are a little less fortunate beat up after that last wreck. You got Trevor Harmon and Aiden Young battling back here for 14th and 15th. Definitely want to go through the field. One guy that we talked to pre-race, that truck still looks pretty clean for David Heisa.
Yeah, Heisa doing a good job coming up to the field today. You know, keeping his nose clean. He told us earlier he wasn't very fast in qualifying, but he thought once the race came in, when he got settled into the race pace, that he'd be in good shape. And sure enough, he is. He runs 9th.
Look at this gaggle of trucks around Zach Lindgren. You've got with Sean Burchett, Falone, and Rogers all in the mix. This is for right around that 7th position right now. Action, definitely things starting to pick up here.
Oh yeah, these guys are definitely.
Kelsey Rogers with a power move to the bottom of Burchett through 3 and 4.
Back to the inside of Wishon. Kelsey to the inside of Burchett. They file off the turn 4, head down the front stretch. David Heisen now taking a look to the inside. Kelsey Rogers.
Burchett going to fight back on the outside as Kelsey Rogers going to go with him. They both move around the 85 5-star drafting machine of Zach Lindgren.
Yeah, I think that damage on Zach's truck is certainly down the straightaway. He's able to hold it in the corners, but I think once they get down the straightaways, I think they're that damage is holding him back a little bit.
Well, you see Mogard starting to leg it out now, maybe walk the dog on the field just a little bit.
And right now, Mogard has a .876 second lead over Spence Thompson. But Spence is real good at saving tires and letting the run come to him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Spence maybe chase Mogard back down.
One guy we want to mention got a little off sequence from where he started. Truck still looks relatively clean though. Pacer Popham is the last truck on the lead lap running 20th. The first truck 1 lap down is the 27 Riot Motorsports machine of Trevor Harmon. Definitely a few positions to keep watch for there, as you've got one truck potentially going a lap down, one truck just hoping for another caution. Can't see that stage break come soon enough for Trevor Harmon.
Yeah, kind of curious why PK's so far back as he is. There's not much damage on the truck. Lap time looked pretty good. Kind of curious to see why he fell so far back.
Maybe he's trying to stay out of harm's way after the carnage that was on the front stretch just a few laps ago.
Highly possible.
Jared Mogard continues to lead once again, like we said, stretches it out. Get a good look at this facility. Robbie, in the center of the racetrack there, I don't mean to switch gears, but the Gateway Motorsports Park has a little bit to offer for everybody. It's a road course as well as the go-kart track you see there down in 1 and 2.
Well, that's where I plan on be after this race, tearing up a go-kart. So if anybody wants to challenge me to a go-kart race, I'll gladly take you on down there. But I'll go ahead and tell you I don't play fair.
I'll tell you right now, we may need to get our racing fixed after not being in the action, being up in the booth. But nonetheless, this thing has been one exciting race through the opening stages with 93 to go.
Heck yeah, this is shaping up to have a good finish tonight. I tell you, although we had the big incident a few laps ago, there's still several quality trucks still out there. They're all still on the lead lap, and they're slowly but surely making their way back towards the front. But I tell you, man, one thing that's impressed me is, you know, Mogard's gotten out to a lead. He got almost a second lead on Spence Thompson. But Spence Thompson's cut that lead almost in half. It's down to 0.6 of a second.
Spence Thompson may have found something here as the race continues to wind on. I know I've worked with Spence a lot in the past here. We've turned a lot of practice laps together at this place. So, you know, I definitely think the driver in the 89 may be one to deal with as we start to watch into the closing laps, just inside of 100 to go.
Yeah, Spence right now, he's a tenth of a second a lap faster than our leader. So probably about 5-6 laps, we may have a battle for the lead.
Well, I'm wondering, Robbie, I tell you what, why don't you check with our mobile, backwards hat mobile line down there in the infield care center. I'm wanting to actually get get a checkup on Anthony C. after he went for that wild ride on the front straightaway.
Anthony C. has already loaded up into his trailer and taking it out of here.
Well, tough break.
His head's spinning.
Yeah, we'll hope for the best for the driver in the 98 truck after the wild ride. Look for him to get back to action tomorrow night as the Cup Series, the NMNTS Cup Series, travels to Richmond to do battle under the lights at the Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, I think he may have to do the same thing I had to go through their concussion protocol after that ride.
You look at the lead once again. Mogard's still out front. Going to now look to put the number 2 truck of Michael Redding another lap down. Redding running in 24th, 15 laps off of the lead right now as he gets put one more lap down.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just getting down to the nitty gritty here in stage 2. We got 8 laps when Mogard gets to the stripe here.
You can tell towards around the 12th, 13th positions as well. There's a gaggle of trucks right here. Aiden Young going to start to try to make moves, maybe capture himself a stage point. Levine right now looks to be the last truck that would get a stage point if it were to end right now.
Yeah, David suffered some damage earlier in the race, but he's done a good job of...
Oh, as we say that, Lehrman goes for a wild ride down the back stretch. I tell you what, we'll stay right here with it because I saw it happen live. We'll get a few different angles, but Lehrman takes a wild ride off of turn number 2 after what looked to be contact with Aiden Young. Well, it looks like Aiden may get a little loose. Lehrman gets a little loose off the bottom. Those 2 trucks meet from the pillar view. I'll actually get another look at this one more time. Slow things down for you. You see both trucks a little bit out of shape. Lehrman looks to maybe have lost the handle on the bottom just a little bit. And another wild ride. We've seen a lot of these trucks get up and over tonight.
I tell you, I'm not sure what's causing all these trucks to get up and over the way they are, but definitely these drivers are taking some crazy wrecks tonight.
Oh, the Coca-Cola truck looks more like a crumpled up Coca-Cola can. Wild ride for Lehrman. Well, you know we've got to do it. We're going to go on board with Lehrman and see just what he saw.
Oh, Lord. Please make sure y'all take your medicine tonight because this is another one. Goodness.
As you see just what a driver feels and sees when these trucks go over like that.
I tell you, Kyle Ramsey is out in the chat. Kyle, I think the rollover contest is already going on during the race, man. I don't think we have to wait till after the race for the rollover contest. And I think right now Anthony may still have the best rollover.
Here's a view. Look at that left front suspension. Ground sky for the number 43 of Lehrman. A tough break, a wild ride for a driver who was just looking to get out of here with a solid finish as we talked to him under one of those cautions.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a heck of a ride there.
Well, Robbie, one more time, remind me what lap the second stage was going to end on.
Lap 80.
Lap 80. So right now, I believe we probably will go back to green. This caution happened outside that 5-lap window that the Monday Night Thunder Series runs on. So we may see a 1-lap shootout here for some stage points.
Yeah, probably going to get at least a 1, maybe 2-lap shootout here, depending on when the server decides to give us the one to go.
As we're going to pull up your point standings one more time for this reason. Well, first we'll pull up the standings. You see where they run, just so you can get an idea. Right now, everybody, Jared Mogard through Zach Lindgren, will actually be earning some stage points if it were to end like this. We pull that up to show you this right here. Spence Thompson, your 12th driver, just to the right side of the hunt line. Of course, Ryan Daniels having some tough luck here in Gateway tonight. Daniels being shown in the 16th position right now. But you look at Mogard with, you know, he had 101 going in. He won a stage. He's probably led the most lap, or led a lap. So at least 14 bonus points for that driver right now. The reason I bring this up is you see Spence Thompson down here hovering around that hunt line. This lets you know just how important these stage points really are. Because to a driver like Spence Thompson, who is hovering, you know, just 28 points above the cut line, you know, that 1 point could mean the difference coming down to the end of the season.
Yeah, you got to get every point you can get. And right now, I'm pretty sure Spence would love to get the 10, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure he wants to make sure he at least gets the 9.
Well, we're going to line them up, fire them up. I think we're going to have, what, a one-lap shootout here?
Looks like when they come back to the green, it'll be lap 78, so should be a 2-lap shootout? Yeah, 2-lap shootout.
As you see the field work down the backstretch, everybody cleaning those Goodyears off for a little 2-lap shootout here. Once again, Mogard does set the pace, so we'll be looking to see him get on the left pedal early. We're going to watch this one again from the flag stand. I think this is one of my favorite views to watch these restarts. You're getting to see just what our flagman is seeing.
They get ready to come off of turn 4. Mogard's in control of the field once the pace car is fully off the field.
Pace car is in. Mogard wasting no time, picks the throttle up early, try to get that jump on Spence Thompson. Field comes thundering down the front stretch there. Mogard makes the lane change to clear Thompson and the 42 of John Kennedy. Look at Blake Malone, he's fighting for a few stage points as well.
Yep, Kennedy on the inside of Spence Thompson. They head down the back stretch. It's going to be a drag race. They go to 3. Spence is going to clear him before they get there, but Blake Malone hard to the inside of Kelsey Rogers as they go into 3.
Blake Malone works the bottom. You see Mogard working the top. 2, 3 wide. Everybody fighting for a little real estate here. Mogard going to come to the line this time.
Kelsey Rogers to the inside of Kennedy. I tell you.
Look at Mogard, or look at Washawn gonna, the other Jared Washawn gonna shoot the gap there as we continue to look at 3 wide through the field. We'll get a far away shot as you kind of see
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Kelsey Rogers goes around. Looks like he's gonna collect the 26.
Washawn didn't tell us that his truck wasn't handling that well, because that was a heck of a move coming off of turn 2, but it looks like it got a little tight on him as he entered 3, and he washed up into the back of Jackson Allen, or Kelsey Rogers.
We're going to take a look at this wreck one more time. And you're catching the tail end of it there. Looks like Washawn washes up just a little bit. We will go off the roof of the 96 car. See it in slow-mo here. Makes a good run to the bottom. Looks like those trucks just fighting for the same real estate. Gonna meet right there. Washawn washes up a little bit into Rogers. Rogers unable to save it as he starts to go around. Then you look off the back, trucks starting to scatter. Zach,
PJ Popham got caught up in it.
As we look off the back of Jared Washawn, PJ Popham goes around. Zach Lindgren uses the wall and just barely misses this wreck. Well, everybody fighting for those stage points. We mentioned they are important to get. And sometimes, you know, coming down to the end of a stage, things happen right there. We are at the halfway break right now. You know, 80 down, 80 to go.
Yeah, it looks like Washawn is going to stay out and have the lead here. But Mogard's going to walk away with the stage victory.
Hey, what? Let's go take a look at this racetrack once again. Just a beautiful facility here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. You take a look from high in the sky from the Backwards Hat Productions blimp. Cars beginning to work their way around once again under caution. Looks like a few trucks going to hit pit road. One of them being the 39, I believe, of Chrysler. The other one, figure out just which truck it was. I know it was one of them WFO trucks by the paint jobs.
I think it was a 75 of Terry Mason.
See, we'll take a look down pit road and see if we can. Yep, it was indeed, as a few trucks stay wrecked and damaged for repairs looking to get back out there. Terry Mason being one of those trucks that got caught up in an incident early. You know, came into this race looking for a good first showing for the WFO Motorsports team. Just not to be this time out for Mason. But, you know, good to see the team battling back. You know, as you know, that is your old team. Making the repairs, trying to get Terry back out there.
They're used to making repairs.
I was gonna say, your team, they are kind of used to making repairs, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the crew chief down there pretty much just said, "Well, you guys know what to do. Same day, different driver, same results. Let's just fix it and let's go." But I tell you, the WFO team, they are, you know, in my opinion, it's a really solid team. I think, you know, they're bringing Terry in. Terry's a solid addition to the team. Terry is the defending 2016 or 2017 NMTS ARCA champion. Terry's
go ahead
for wrecking trucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pull up, see if we can pull up the radio communications with Trevor Harmon here. Trevor Harmon, this is Bradley Wilson in the Backwards Hat booth. Do you have a copy?
10-4, sir, I got you.
Well, we see the front end of that number 27 Emergent NYC truck a little beat up, but still in the fight as you're going to start outside the front row here. You think you've got enough to maybe hold on to that position?
We're going to give her all that we can. Unfortunately, we got involved in that big wreck that happened on the front straight. Thought we were going to be able to make it through and just kind of got tagged on the rear end and ended up hitting the inside wall. But we got her fixed up. It's the best the team can do, but we're gonna give her hell, that's for sure.
Well, good luck, drivers. You continue on to charge and the closing laps of this race. We'll be keeping an eye out for you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Trevor Harmon, driver of the number 27 Riot Motorsports truck. As you get a look at Jared Washon, going to lead the field down. We'll go to the flag stand. Once again, pace car is off and away. Jared Washon on the loud pedal this time, going to jump the field by about 3 truck lengths. Gets a good start. You'll see him now work to the high side.
Yeah, Jared definitely made sure he stayed low enough so he doesn't fall victim to the lane change rule there. But a heck of a start for Jared as he has a 3 truck length gap. They go down the back stretch. Bogard has already got around Thompson. Has the sight set on Harmon to go down into 3.
You see once again some of the crank it up cams in use to give you a good look at the field as they storm around this 1.25 mile racetrack.
Bogard goes extremely low down the front stretch. He's going to lose the spot there to Spence Thompson as they go down in turns 1 and 2. Not sure what happened there to Bogard, but he's got to regroup, regather, and he's moving his way back up.
Trevor Harmon now going to be challenged by that, or Spence Thompson in that number 89 Savonga Naturals truck.
Spence to the inside of Trevor. Looks like it's going to be a drag race to go down the front stretch. Trevor's hanging tight, but I believe Spence is going to clear him when they get through the middle of the corner here.
Oh, contact! I was actually looking at the left front rotor of Spence Thompson's truck just to see if they had any heat in them. As you saw contact being made, that's going to shuffle Spence Thompson out. But the big loser on that deal was Trevor Harmon.
Yeah, I tell you, somebody.
Oh, and now he's around. Oh, that's contact with the 711 of David Heisa. Things going from bad to worse for those 2 drivers in a heartbeat. Heisa had kept that truck clean. We'd kind of kept an eye on him throughout the night. Definitely a tough break for him.
Yeah, Heisa was doing a good job. I was just about to point out the fact that he was running solidly in the top 10 with a clean truck. Pretty much accomplishing his goals, but unfortunately he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he's going to fall victim to contact between Spence and Trevor.
See the trucks come out of turn 4 with Sean still your leader. This battle right here with Spence Thompson and Joe Burchett, that's 5th and 6th. Burchett makes a move to the bottom. WFO teammate to Spence Thompson, Zach Lindgren in that 85 truck, going to be looking to make the move on Burchett.
I'll tell you, Burchett's a solid run all night long. You know, he had the incident early in the race going into turn 3 where he made contact with the wall, but he's been able to battle his way back, and now he's trying to fight for that top 5 under the inside of Spence Thompson with Zach Lindgren on the bumper.
Good little battle here as the lap's winding down, 72 to go. Back up front with Sean starting to feel the pressure from Mogard now. With Sean in that PRA, Prodigy Racing Association number 96 Tundra, feeling the pressure from Mogard's number 3 Silverado.
Mogard looks like he's a good little bit faster right now than Wishan, but Wishan's doing a good job holding him off as they come off the corner.
With Sean gets the run, uses the momentum off the high side to maintain the lead. You see Mogard trying to diamond it just a little bit, maybe get that run. With Sean really having none of it right now as he continues to look strong and fight around the high side.
Yeah, Wishan's able to use that momentum as they come off the corner, but this time I don't know if he's going to be able to hold Mogard back as Mogard dives it in deep in turn 3. He's underneath him as they come out of 4.
Drag race down the front stretch for the lead. I actually want to go on board with Mogard now. Look at the brake rotor start to glow a little bit. Some heavy braking on the number 3 truck.
Yeah, Mogard's driving it in hard, but I tell you, Wishan just tried to steal Mogard's lane that time, and I think it kind of is going to bite him. As Mogard got a good run off of turn 2, and looks like he's going to clear him going into 3.
See the right or the left front spring at work on that number 3 truck as he works his way back to the point once again. You know, I want to give a good shout out right now also to Blake Malone. He started 11th running in the top 3. You saw him make that call to stay out, gain some track position, and he's really just kind of hovered there.
Yeah, Blake has done a good job just riding and biding his time. You know, he led some laps earlier, fell back a little bit. But right now, I tell you, he's got a fast truck. Don't be surprised if he doesn't put a good run in here and possibly chase these guys back down. Blake is well overdue for a win in this series.
Spence Thompson looks like he's lost a little momentum in a few spots off the restart. Now back to the 5th position. But coming from 18th to 5th right now, you know that driver in the number 89 Savonga Naturals truck has to be happy.
Well, you would hope he'd be happy, but knowing Spence the way I know Spence, he's probably a little frustrated with himself right now because he made contact with Trevor. Oh, contact now with Kennedy as they go into 3 and 4. It looks like
I saw that.
Slowed up a little bit more than Spence expected to, kind of accordion back into Burchett.
You see we're not really monitoring radios, but in the top right corner you will see the radio bar pop up. That is driver communication. We are just kind of monitoring multiple drivers' channels. Spence Thompson probably trying to get a word in with the crew there. Truck maybe not to his liking.
Yeah, I tell you, they right now, I tell you, these guys are doing their best. I think at this point, you know, they have an 80-lap stretch here to the end. I think a lot of these guys are trying to set in long laps, except for maybe Jared Wishan. Wishan was trying to battle back on Mogard. Just peeked up. He was all over Mogard's bumper in the corner, but I think that kind of bit him through the middle. But these guys are doing a good job, and don't look now, but Blake Falone has kind of separated itself in that battle for 5th, 4th, 5th, and 6th. He's starting to road these guys down.
Blake Falone re-entering the battle, possibly for the lead shortly. I want to give a call out to this guy though, Scott Lacoe out of Pennsylvania, making his first official start in the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series presented by SimSpec. He started 28th right now and is up to 10.
That's a solid first outing for a guy that just making his debut tonight.
Definitely, the truck looks pretty clean. Maybe a few skirmishes. I thought I saw him get caught up in one of those incidents, you know, the mass carnage that we saw in the front stretch. But this guy right here, like I said, Scott Lacoe to start 28th, you know, running inside the top 10 in 10th position. You know, just a solid first outing. He's gained the respect through the farm series, getting the call to make the first start tonight. So we wanted to recognize you, Scott, and say welcome to the NMNTS series. We're happy to have you here, and congratulations on this strong showing so far.
Yeah, definitely good to see a driver come up through the farm series and make his presence known, and at the same time have a solid debut like he's having. So yeah, definitely welcome to the league, Scott, and look forward to many good runs out of you, brother.
Back up front, Mogard works his way around lap traffic now with Sean. Mogard caught him going down the front stretch, which was kind of the pristine place that you would want to catch him. When Sean's having to work around him in the corner, they gave them both plenty of room to get by, but you see Mogard start to stretch it out now. That's just the difference in when you catch lap traffic and when you don't.
Yeah, definitely a difference in where you catch him on the straightaway and you're able to clear him before you get down to the corner, unless you take your line, keep your rhythm and your momentum going. But when you catch lap traffic in the corner like what Sean did there, it throws off your line. Even though they may be giving you plenty of room and giving you your line, it still messes with the way you enter and exit the corners.
Well, we want to pull up another little driver statistic as you ride along with Jared Mogard, the driver out of the Midwest region. This gives you a little idea of what his last lap was compared to the fastest lap. His fastest lap coming on lap 27 with a 33.509. The last lap by was a 34.153. So you see the difference that the tires can make as they start to fall off. You know, this 20 lap run since that last caution.
Yeah, I tell you, that also may be playing in the fact of why Wishon's starting to fall back from Mogard. If you remember, Wishon stayed out at the stage break caution because he had pitted at the break right there before the shootout to end the second stage.
Well, 61 to go. Inertia's definitely taken effect, but we still have, it looks like, 14 trucks on the lead lap. Trevor Harmon is going to be that 14th truck, as he is the next truck in Mogard's sights.
Tell you, don't look now, but Blaine Falone's running 13th. You know, he's accomplishing his goals. Remember, he said his first goal tonight is to finish on the lead lap. It's caution out.
Yeah, damaged but not out. I'm not exactly sure what the caution was for. We're going to go back and take a look and see if we can't figure it out here.
I think I'm hearing 36 Kelsey Rogers, maybe?
That's what I was beginning to say. I didn't want to call it out too early. We're going to take a look and see if we can't find it. Not exactly sure as I source through the field here. Now being told by our backwards hat production crew that we did not get a sight on this one, so I'm not exactly sure what was going on. We do apologize for that. Maybe time to have a talk with that replay crew again. They've been kind of on the ball up until this point. Truck's on pit road now. You see the leader, we're going to bring him down. That's Jared Mogard, brings the field with him. I don't really see anybody who's stayed out to this point.
No, at this point you really don't want to stay out there. You know, you've gone 20 laps on that set of tires. I think if you were to stay out and everybody else came in, you'd be a sitting duck at that point.
leader gets service. Zachary Kreiser going to get the number 2 pit stall. Kreiser's had a kind of an up and down night right now. Definitely not out of the fight. Blake Falone makes another strategy call.
Yeah, I'm thinking Blake may have taken 2 tires there. I'm not 100% sure, but Blake definitely beat Mogard and Wishawn off pit road.
I tell you what, one guy that took 4 tires was Jared Mogard. I actually want to pull up. Mogard's another driver that is carrying our tech cam, as you saw me monitoring his brake rotor heat a minute ago. This allows us to get a good look at just what a pit stop looks like. You'll see Mogard as he starts to come down the front stretch here, or to the pit lane, I'm sorry. Pulls into the stall. Crew goes to work on the right side. It'll be a 4-tire stop for Mogard. As you see him come around, they're going to take the Goodyear Eagle off the left side right there. Just like that, 4 tires and away. Well, what do you say? We've talked to Blake Falone, we've talked to Jared Mogard. What do you say we get a call out to, you know, we talked about him a minute ago. Let's get a call out to Scott LeCaux in that 17 truck.
Sounds good to me.
I'll make contact with the team here. Scott LeCaux, this is Bradley Wilson in the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
Well, we've been talking about you. Strong first outing for the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series. Started 18th, currently up to 5th, so, you know, a solid night. Tell us a little bit about your goals in this first race and, you know, how you've been looking to achieve them so far.
Well, just wanted to keep it clean. First race out with these guys. Just kind of run around, getting a rhythm and staying out of trouble. And so far it's been okay. I've been in some other accidents, but doing good so far.
Yeah, I saw mass carnage on the front stretch, you know, quite a few laps back. As we get 1 to green, we will let you get back down to business here shortly. But quickly, is there anybody out there you'd like to give a call out to?
Yeah, definitely the teammates and anybody's watching tonight.
All right, well, that was driver of the number 17 HRL Motorsports ride of Scott LeCaux. We wish him the best of luck moving forward as you see him there. Looks like he cycled back now to the 13th position, so started 28th, just outside the top 10 and 13th, but still a great night for that driver.
Yeah, definitely a good run for his initial debut. Nothing really to hang his head on so far tonight. So at this point, still got about 55 laps to go, chances to make up more positions, and never know how this thing's going to shake out.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to go to one of my favorite cams once again, the flag stand cam, as we look to see Blake Falone bring the field to life off of turn number 4. Pace car is fixing to make that hard left. It'll do it right here. Pace car is in. Falone wastes no time getting on the loud pedal. Going to try to gap Jared Mogard. Gets about a 3 truck length start on him as they fire off into turn 1.
Yeah, heck of a restart again by Blake. Blake is getting really good at restarts tonight. He's going to try and get as good of a gap as he can on Mogard. Try and run away a little bit.
A little further back in the pack, you see Zach Lindgren right here. Burchett making a move on Kennedy just in front of him.
Looks like Kennedy's going to battle back on the outside here.
As we watch this battle from the gyro cam of Zach Lindgren. Good little battle here. I tell you what, Robbie, I'm kind of interested to see how another driver that took a hard ride, Craig Learman's doing. Why don't you see if we can establish contact via the backwards hat mobile line with the infield care center.
Give me 1 second here to see if I can get it pulled up on the phone here.
I'll keep you up to date with the action.
Craig Learman, this is Robbie Buckner, backwards hat booth. Man, you got a copy down there in the infield care center?
I got you, Robbie, back there. How you doing?
Man, I'm personally, I'm doing all right, but Man, you took a wild ride down the backstretch, brother. Tell me what happened.
Aiden came off the wall and took me out and sent me for a nice spin. And man, what a ride in the VR that was.
I bet that was an experience. I mean, we looked at it from the gyro cam here, man. I felt like if I didn't have some Dramamine, I was going to get sick. I can only imagine what it was like in the VR.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, but it's fun. Listen, it's all racing. It's going to happen, and we'll pick it up tomorrow night.
Well, we'll be looking for you back in action once again tomorrow night, the BA Graphics Cup Series. You can find all of that action live right here on Backwards Hat Production. We want to thank you, Craig Learman, for taking a moment out to talk to us, and we're glad you're okay, sir.
I appreciate that, man. You have a good night, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, that was driver of the number 43, Craig Learman. Saw him take that wild ride down the backstretch. Well, Backner back out front. It's the 3 of Mogard. No surprises. He's kind of been the story of the night as the past few weeks.
Yeah, Mogard again continuing that hot streak as he's been on. He's been able to ride that momentum for the last 2 weeks. Looks like it isn't going to stop tonight. But I tell you, though, there's a couple trucks that I think may have something for him here towards the end of the race.
You see, oh, a little contact. Blake Falone into the back of the 96 truck. They say straight. Keep it going, but it's definitely going to cost Bashan a few slots.
Heck of a save there by Bashan, but yeah, definitely cost him a lot of spots, but man, what a save. And I tell you, Blake Falone's a man on pitching tonight. He's driving aggressive. He's driving hard as he can. I tell you, like I said, well overdue for a win here in the series, and I think he feels like he has the best shot at it tonight.
Yeah, maybe channeling some of that Pikachu power in the Pokemon. Number 11 Silverado.
I tell you, that Pokemon truck, it feels like he's got to catch them all right now. He's only got to catch one, and that it would be the 3 truck of Jared Mogard. But I tell you, I don't know if anyone's had a chance tonight to see the bumper cover on Mogard's truck, but I love it. Mogard has one of the best bumper covers, I believe, in the series. If you ever been a fan of the Hangover series, you'll know where he got his saying from.
We'll take a look back off the roof of the 11 truck right now. That is off of Blake Falone's Pokemon truck we were just talking about at the field behind him. You know, that Pokemon truck, it's one of my favorite trucks week in and week out. I wasn't really a big fan of the Pokemon series, you know, as a child or anything, but definitely Andrew Cardinelli over there at Wall Crusher Designs has done a great job on that truck, as well as he's done for so many other trucks. So, you know, definitely one of the sharpest rides out here, whether you're a fan of Pokemon or not.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wall Crusher Designs puts out quality paint week in, week out. Get in touch with Andrew Cardinelli over at Wall Crusher Designs. He'll get you a good paint scheme, man. But he paints all the trucks over there at BBR, and I think also at Riot. And those good-looking trucks that he puts together.
Well, I switched off of it for just a second, but I'm going to switch back to it. Spence Thompson, the Savonga Naturals number 89 truck, makes the move on Falone.
Yeah, I think the 2 tires might be finally coming to bite Falone here. You know, I think he's starting to lose a little bit of that forward bite off the corners. The guys with 4 tires are able to chase him down and get around him.
Get a good little view right off here. This camera's mounted almost right under the fuel cell, right on the rear end, as you get a good look at these trucks set down on the splitter and go through turn 1, some of the downshifting happening. You heard Spence Thompson, he come off turn 2 right there doing a little downshifting.
Yeah, I tell you, these guys are still downshifting these trucks, putting these motors through a lot of RPM. I mean, it's crazy. But these motors are holding up. They're taking it all 650 horsepower.
Look who's into 3rd, the man we haven't really spoken about a whole lot, up from 13th to the 3rd, Joey Burchett.
Yeah, Joey's had a solid night all night. You know, he made his way up to the front earlier, had a little bit of contact going into 4 and fell back, but he's battled his way back into a 3rd place run. Don't count him out just yet.
You know, we talk about good-looking trucks. Joey Burchett, of course, has another one there. As you see as you get a look off the back of it there, and as well off the front at the swamp dust seasoning hood of that truck.
Yeah, Burchett has one of those paints that just stand out really good, especially under the lights, man. I tell you, that's one thing I love about these paint schemes. A lot of these guys, you know, trucks look so much better under the lights, and heck, there's nothing like racing at night.
Yeah, the night time is the right time. I do love a little under the lights action here. As we get down inside 43 to go here, little race summary, we've had 8 cautions for 31 laps. So definitely, you know, a few cautions, but nothing to hang your hat on, as these trucks have been in close quarters all night long.
Yeah, these guys have done a great job tonight keeping the action clean for the most part. You know, right here, this has that feel like it may run green all the way into the end. But don't want to jinx yourself too soon. But right now, Jared Mogard has moved on to another postal code, and he's hoping no one else can figure out what code it is.
You see the maxed out Motorsports hood, that is John Kennedy, as they run down in the corners on the lap truck of the 75 of Terry Mason and the 2 truck of Michael Redding. We mentioned at the top of the show, Terry Mason with the WFO Motorsports camp now taking your seat. You'll notice the 75 still in that truck. These moves all happened late in the week. The number and registry, you know, along with Brady Briggs, these moves were happening late in the week. So number changes weren't, you know, they happened in a time where number changes weren't able to happen this week, but we will see Terry Mason back in action next, well, the series is off next week. When we come back, you will see Terry Mason in that number famed 90 truck.
Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet to see the 90, so it's kind of helped me out tonight to see the 75, so it's made it a little bit easier for me. But I tell you, man, I couldn't ask for a better guy to take over my seat. I know Terry is probably disappointed that he's had a bad run tonight, but him and Brady Briggs both, I think, are a great addition to the WFO, and you know, I couldn't be happier up here broadcasting these races for you guys, you know, bringing the attention that these drivers deserve. I tell you, these are the best of the best in the NMTS. And they're showing that to you tonight as they're putting on a great race.
Well, one guy who's getting an eyeful of the 42 right now is Blake Malone, as John Kennedy continues to charge from 28th to 5th. That's not good enough, as he's going to be looking for 4th. Looks like he may have settled in, tried to size Blake up one more time and make another run at him.
Yeah, he may not want to settle in too long, though, because it looks like Rashawn has finally gathered it back up after his ride off of turn 4. He's on this back bumper pushing as well.
Was Sean going to run the high side through 1 and 2, lose a little bit of ground? Malone gets the wall out of 2. That's actually going to now allow both Kennedy and Washawn to go by him.
Yeah, I tell you, I think the 2 tires are finally starting to really catch up with Blake. Blake's doing a heck of a job driving the wheels off that truck tonight. I tell you, I think Blake could taste that victory, but unfortunately it looks like that 2-tire strategy call is going to end up costing him here.
You got to look at Jared Mogard out front. He has got the lead stretched out to 3 seconds over Spence Thompson right now. Spence Thompson has it gapped out.
Right, man, caution is
Caution
out.
on the racetrack. As I look at my track graphic, I don't really see any trucks slowed around the racetrack. Not exactly sure what that one was for.
If I can see if I can find it. 49 is Sawyer Ott.
Oh, there it is. I appreciate the call out there, Robbie. As a driver, we haven't really talked a whole lot about tonight. That Jaeger Motorsports ride of Sawyer Ott and the double E BBQ truck. Looks like he got up top there, and man, I'm not really sure. Did the truck just break loose on him there?
I'm thinking maybe some wheel hop from downshifting there, causing, you know, he got kind of overshot the corner. It looks like probably went to grab 3rd gear. When he did, it kind of kicked the rear end out. You know, minimal damage, not really much damage done to the truck there, so I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, as we ride on board with him one more time, I believe you're right. That's right about the point where you would be shifting. We're going to rewind it just a little bit. Yep, there it was. You heard the downshift seconds before the truck breaks loose, and that could have been the culprit of the... Zach Lindgren down and away, Spence Thompson down and away.
Looks like Blaine Falone has decided to stay out.
Jared Mogard brings the field off of pit road for those who pitted out front. I do believe I have the 21 on pit road now. Looking as you said that. Yeah, it looks like Blaine Falone was on pit road.
Sorry, I meant Blake Falone.
Oh,
Blake
okay.
Falone stayed out.
Well, we're going to chalk that one up to your bad. Put $1 in the mistakes jar there.
Part of that whole Southern charm. I can't speak. Blaine and Blake are too close.
Yeah. They are indeed twin brothers, actually. BB Racing, made up of twin brothers, Blaine and Blake Falone out of Florida. Well, what do you say we get a talk with Joe Burchett? We'll see if we can't pull him up here into the communication booth. I'm looking to see there. Well, actually looks like he's talking with the team right now, so we may get a word with him later. Anybody else you want to talk to? Let's talk to Zachary Krauser. Zachary Krauser started on the outside pole and is right now running in the 9th position.
Dial him up.
Zachary Krauser, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat production booth. Do you have a copy?
10-4.
Well, we saw you start on the outside front row. Things have kind of been up and down. Had to miss a few wrecks, dodge some bullets, but we now find you running in the 9th position. You think you've still got enough truck to get back up front and contend for a win?
To be honest, no. Truck's kind of beat up here. I kind of, got a little aggressive there earlier on in the race and kind of blew my chance. But, we didn't quit on this 39 Chevy, Jaeger Chevy tonight. So if we can get a top 10, I'll pretty much feel like a victory after this wreck fest.
Yeah, you've definitely been keeping your head down and digging. We've seen a lot of carnage. That's kind of to be expected here at Gateway with the front straightaway the way it is and walls on each side. When a pileup comes, the room can definitely run out fast.
Yeah, it's definitely like Dover. Everything just seems to kind of just be very tight, and when those are wrecks, there's kind of nowhere to go. So hopefully here we got about 30 laps or so. Hopefully we can maybe squeeze into a top 5 here to finish the night.
And well, good luck moving forward. We'll be looking forward to seeing you finish out on a strong note.
All right, 10-4. Thank you.
Was Zachary Krauser, driver of the number 39 Jaeger racing machine. As you heard him say, Robbie, the truck's a little beat up, but definitely not out.
No, you can't count Zachary out. I know he says he doesn't feel like he has a chance, but still that truck's on the back of the hauler, he still has a chance.
Well, Blake Falone right up on the pace car this time, almost going to hit it as it comes down into pit road. Falone back on the loud pedal, off and away again as he looks to clear the number 3 of Mogard. You see him going to work the high line now, blocking Mogard's run. We want to mention you saw Blake Falone wait till he passed the start-finish line. Per the NMNTS rules, oh, well, Mogard's going to thread the needle 3 wide, take Falone and Burchett 3 wide. So definitely don't look like it paid off for Falone on the stay out there. Burchett going to get on the binders to try to stay out of him. Vince Thompson's now going to look to go with Burchett as he'll work on Falone. But what we were mentioning was, you saw Blake Falone on his restart as he waited till past the start-finish line. There is a rule, much like in other series in the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series, where you cannot make the lane change, even if you are the leader. You can't make that lane change until after the start-finish line. So that's what you were seeing there.
Yeah, that rule is designed basically potentially causing a huge pileup going down into turn 1 by cutting out way too early, and also it guarantees the guys that are going to cut each other off down the front stretch. You know, I know sometimes guys get frustrated by that rule, but it's a necessary rule.
Yeah, indeed it is. As you see, Mogard wasting no time now, jumping out to about a second lead already on the field. As I've said it once, I've said it again, there's not much that you can say that hasn't already been said. As you get a look at the tailgate, but did we wreck? You mentioned that tailgate earlier.
Yeah, that's a last move. That probably had some people questioning what he was doing. But like the bumper said, did we wreck? No, we didn't. So let's keep going, baby.
Good look at your leader as he makes it around. I tell you what, Robbie, why don't one last time, 30 to go, let's utilize those crank it up cams again and just give these fans one last showing.
Heck it, let's crank it up. Those y'all out in the bar with Kenny Yachts tonight, crank it up, let's have some fun.
Well, there you go, one more time, courtesy of the Backwards Hat Productions crew. That was a little crank it up segment. As you see, Blake Malone now stayed out, falls back to about the 9th position, being challenged by Sawyer Ott right now in that 49 Jaeger racing machine.
Yeah, those two tires, I tell you, they were starting to pay. The price for that caution and choosing to stay out. I think that he's really made for bed now. So he's going to have to, unfortunately, ride this thing out or hope for another caution.
Another guy we haven't talked about you're riding on board with now, that's Matthew Walzenbach out of California. One of the drivers who is in his first full season with the NMNTS Racing Series. Walzenbach started 23rd, is currently 14th. Just one, you got him and then Blaine Falone, the last cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, I tell you, Walzenbach's done a decent job tonight staying on the lead lap, trying to stay out of trouble as he can. He got caught up on one or two of the wrecks, but he's done a good job of being able to somewhat battle back towards possibly the top 10.
One of those trucks that's been battling all night and now finds himself in the 11th position. I watched our standings board. He was, you know, had been a lap down earlier in the night. Ryan the Iceman Daniels in that 71 truck, kind of paying homage to Matt Crafton a little bit there, as you see the newer Matt Crafton colors with maybe the older design.
Yeah, Ryan's done a solid job tonight. He's done a good job of taking what the track is giving. Oh, contact between Walzenbach and Popham behind him.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Didn't exactly see what happened, but you know we'll go back and get a look at it. As you see Walzenbach slow off of turn number 2. Well, Robbie, I'm going to let you be the judge of this one as I bring you found it, and I'll show you exactly what happened. You're getting a look off the back of Walzenbach. I'm not exactly sure there. Maybe brake failure on the one truck as we'll go on board with Popham, but definitely something amiss as they went down in that corner.
Not really sure what happened there, but I tell you, if you look at Walzenbach's truck there, Walzenbach looked like he had a little bit of a wheel hop as he went in. You know, his truck is damaged. Like we just mentioned, he's fought back from his stuff. Popham was involved in a wreck earlier. He's come back out on the track, and it looks like a mixture of Walzenbach having a little bit of wheel hop and Popham just driving it down in there, not expecting Walzenbach to slow up that much. But it looks like the one truck, a Popham, is going to be assessed with an aggressive driving penalty from the admins.
Well, tough break once again. Like I said, I wasn't exactly sure what may have happened there. Could have been brake failure, could have been a wheel hop from another truck. I don't really like to speculate on those things, but nonetheless, I believe the admins may have made the right call given what they could have saw as well.
Yeah, it's hard to really say, what happened there. Like I said,
you know as well as I do, we've both been admins in this series. Of course, I adminned it quite a bit last year, was the race official. On Sundays in the ARCA series then and Tuesdays in the Grand National series. I definitely, like I said, I would stand behind the admin call there. As you are, everybody could have a different opinion on that very incident right there. We could see 5 people look at that, 5 people different opinions. But, like we've said time and time again, this is a human judge sport, and you have a very limited window to sit there and look at that and make a call. Of course, they do go on, look at speed, telemetry, all that stuff. So, our hats off to, once again, we want to give a tip of the hat to John Barron and Ken Yance out there in the tower.
Yeah, doing the admin job, it's definitely, it's rewarding, but at the same time, it's very stressful. I admin 2 of the league's series. I admin our late model series and our cup series. I tell you, you don't have much time to make a decision. It doesn't matter what decision you make. One driver's going to be mad, one driver's going to be happy. But the good part about this league, in my opinion, is, we allow you as a driver, if you feel that a call was made unjustly, you have that chance to meet with the admins after the race, plead your case, and if you can prove your point, then they'll work with you and help you back out. But definitely it's a balls to strike call, and depending on who the umpire is, the strike zone may change a little bit.
Well, let's get a talk with Spence Thompson. He's been lingering around the front all night. Definitely a good thing to see Spence having one of these types runs. I'm going to see if I can't dial him up. Spence Thompson, Bradley Wilson in the backwards hat booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yes, sir, Bradley.
Well, we've seen you kind of hang around the top 5 all night after starting 18th, not having the qualifying run you would like to have had. But real quick, as we get ready to go green here, just give us a quick rundown of your night.
Well, definitely starting back in 18th definitely wasn't really what we wanted to start off tonight. But I'll tell you what, man, this car's driven to the front comfortably tonight. It's felt pretty good on long runs. Not quite able to keep up with that 3 car except for that one late run on stage 2 there. But we got all the confidence in the world, these WFO guys tonight. Hopefully we can come away with a good top 5 and get some points back. That's our main deal tonight.
10-4, we saw you just outside the cut line in 12th position in the points, so we'll wish you the best of luck in the closing laps here, and we look forward to talking to you after.
10-4.
That was Spence Thompson, driver of the number 89 Savonga Naturals truck. Get a look. We'll skip the flag stand cam this time, and we'll go on board with the man we just talked to give you an idea of how these restarts look from a driver's perspective. As you get a good look at the swampdust.com tailgate of Joe Burchett. Pace car in, Burchett on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air, we're back underway.
It'll be interesting to see how Burchett does. This is the first time Burchett's had a chance to lead, if I'm not mistaken, tonight, as he drives it off into turn 1. But Mogard is not going to let him get away. Mogard to his bumper as they come off of turn 2.
Battle for the lead could be heating up. 20 to go. Katie, bar the door. I have a feeling we're fixing to see us a showdown.
Yeah, we only got 20 laps to go. There's no time to hold anything back at this point. If you got anything to show, if you've been holding anything back, it's time to lay it all out on the table and go after it. Mogard to the bumper of the 83. Time down the first stretch.
Battle for the lead. Mogard to the bottom. Burchett has it, but Mogard wants it. Mogard's going to get the run off of the bottom there, runs it right up to the contact.
Oh,
contact. That's going to bring Zach Lindgren and Spence Thompson. Zach Lindgren 3 wide to the bottom. These guys dog fighting right now for that top spot. Cover those 4 trucks with a blanket. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is all about.
Burchett is not happy. He's going after Mogard. He tried to give him a shot as he went after the turn 3, but Mogard is going to keep them together. Mogard's going to come out with the lead as they enter turn 1.
Lindgren going to work the bottom on Burchett this time. Mogard runs it up high. Lindgren little bumping and grinding there. Nothing to be ashamed of, though. Good close quarters racing here.
Well, look now, but Washawn has made it back up to 4th place.
Jared Washawn on the charge around Spence Thompson.
Mogard looking to the outside of Zach Lindgren as they come out of turn 4.
I feel like we may need to go on board with Joe Burchett here and see this from his view as we watch him try to chase down the number 3 of Jared Mogard. I have a feeling Butt Did Re-Wreck's probably the last thing that's on Burchett's mind right now.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's a lot of steam coming out under that helmet of the driver of the 83 right now. But the question is, can he channel that anger or that emotion into a charge to the front, or is he going to allow the emotions to get the better of him and cause him to overdrive the corners?
17-16 to go now as we're coming down to the closing stages of this race. It's been a great one so far. 10 cautions for 39 laps, but that's of 145 ran, so definitely a lot of excitement throughout this Gateway Motorsports Park tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Jared Washawn is trying to work over the back of Burchett right now. Washawn looks like a man on a mission. Looks like he's going to try and get back into the front.
As you see him start to battle Blake Malone a little further in back, puts a slider on David Levine off of turn number 4. We'll stay right here with this battle as these cars start to make a move. Now with Sean to the inside of Burchett off of turn number 2. See sparks flying as a few trucks get the wall off turn 2.
John dives it down in there. Looks like he's going to possibly know Burchett's going to battle back on the outside as they come off of turn 4. Right now, this fighting is what Mogard wants to see as he looks in his mirror and says, keep battling, boys, I'm going to drive away.
Mogard stretches it out to about 0.8 of a second that time down the front stretch. As you see Joe Burchett under heavy fire from Jared Washawn, and now Spence Thompson starting to reel that gap back in.
Best thing in the world that can happen for Mogard. These guys get back here battling. It allows him just to run his race. 2 trucks side by side are going to run a lot slower than a truck by itself.
Right now you see the 2 Jaeger racing machines, the 39 and the 49. We talked to Zachary Kreiser. He said he had a little damage, was just going to try to leg it out here from the 6th position. But the big news on the night, Sawyer Ott, we haven't talked about him much till this point, but from 28th to 7th right now, so you've got to think if he can bring it home inside the top 10, you know, that's going to be a successful outing for the driver out of the Mid-South region as well.
Yeah, Sawyer's had a solid night tonight. He had one little incident where he wheel hopped going into turn 1 and 2. But he's battled back so far for a top 10.
Oh! A little bit of the broadcaster's curse, maybe. The Double E barbecue truck definitely getting sideways out of 4.
Man, what a save.
You know,
back to the inside of Burchett.
That happened 1 or 2 times last night in the Ram Series in Bristol. Me and Terry would go to talk about somebody, and just like that, it would be like, you know, something would happen to him. So our apologies to Sawyer out there if we may have hit him with the broadcast curse just a little bit.
Oh, man. It's a curse if you wreck when we talk about you, but it's a blessing if you get to the front and lead when we talk about you. And right now, I tell you, Washawn and the 83 are looking down right now. They battle hard for 2nd place. But again, Bogart's loving seeing it in his mirror as he's just pulling away.
Pop a look up for the driver out of Carolina. Last time by 34.02 to the leader's 34.072. This time by just a little bit slower than your leader as he begins to work on Burchett.
Burchett, but Burchett's able to hold the preferred groove. It's allowing him to keep that momentum as he come off the high side. And I tell you what, Spence Thompson now is going to look to the outside of Jared Wishon as they come out of turn 4.
Don't look now, but Spence Thompson definitely going to make a charge here. Almost puts the bumper to Burchett to help him by Wishon. I saw Spence kind of give Burchett the shove down the front stretch. You know Spence Thompson's got to be hungry.
Yeah, I think Spence gave Burchett the giddy up and go as they come down the front stretch.
Going to be looking
right
going to be making them look to make a move on the SwampDust.com Toyota of Joe Burchett. As you see Spence run it in low off of turn 4.
Yeah, the question is Spence trying the low side to get around Burchett, or is he going to try and force Burchett into a mistake? That way he can keep his normal line and still go around it, because right now the groove has moved up from the bottom of the track to about 2.5 grooves off the bottom.
Well, all this racing, we're covering all this great racing, and we love to see it. One man who loves to see it a little bit more than we do is the number 3 of Jared Mogard, as he is out front now by 1.7 seconds. So definitely stretching it out there on the field, beginning to walk the dog through the final laps.
Yeah, 7 laps to go as Burchett crosses the start-finish line, or as Mogard crosses the finish line. I tell you though, there's a slight possibility Mogard's going to run into some traffic before we get to the end here.
See the Phil Thunder down the backstretch into turn number 3. You know, I'm beginning to look at our traffic graphic, and I believe you're right. As you see, the next trucks in line, I believe, are the 2 of Michael Redding, the 75 of Terry Mason.
Yeah, there's a chance he can get to him. I don't think it's a big enough pack though to actually slow Mogard down enough for these guys to catch him. But definitely a possibility that he's going to run into lap traffic, and you never know what's going to happen when you run into lap traffic at the end of these races.
Laps winding down, coming to 5 to go this time for race leader Jared Mogard.
Looks like Wishon's falling back off the battle for second place right now. It looks like Spence Thompson's kind of just setting back, getting ready to make another charge possibly on the 83 of Burchett.
We take a look at the 17 truck again of Scott Lacoe. Up here we've got a battle. This is for the 6th and 7th position. As you see, Blake Falone and Zachary Chrysler looking to lick this thing out to the finish there. Little gap between them. Another good battle right now that I just picked up. That is David Levine and John Kennedy. That's for 8th and 9th position. Levine looked low there but didn't catch him. As here we go, Mogard starting to work lap traffic now. Michael Redding going to give him plenty of room, run the bottom there through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Michael's staying low and out of the way here, allowing these guys to race their race. I tell you though, it's good to see the Evo Outlaw back in the NMTS Monday Night Thunder Series. Hate he had such heartbreak and had a bad start to the race, but definitely good to see him battling it out all the way to the end here.
Burchett with a little wiggle off 4. I was beginning to think Thompson was going to make the run to the bottom. No such thing though. Thompson falls back in line. As you know, he's got to be setting him up maybe to look for that last lap pass.
I tell you, man, Burchett's done a good job of protecting that outside. It's allowed him to get the run off the corner and keep Spence Thompson behind him as Jared Mogard comes to 2 to go as he comes to the stripe.
2 laps to go. Spence Thompson this time going to make the charge into turn 1. Burchett's going to kind of pinch him off just a little bit and then get the arc. But Thompson's going to slide him.
Good drive off the bottom.
Oh, Burchett in the wall.
Wishon's catching up to Burchett. Burchett lost all of his momentum coming off the corner. It looks like he's going to gather it back up. But coming off of turn 4 is your leader.
White flag in the air for that man right there out of the Midwest region, Jared Mogard. Story of the night once again, maximum points just about. As you see him work through 3 and 4. or work through 1 and 2, I'm sorry. Back here, it looks like Burchett may be able to fend off.
It looks like Burchett's going to hold off with Sean.
Here we go, this time out of turn number 4. Your winner tonight, once again making a mark on the NMNTS, Jared Mogard in the number 3.
Hey, that is
Maxed Out Motorsports number 3, Jared Mogard.
That is just a dominant performance once again by Jared Mogard.
Fireworks off in the air at the Gateway Motorsports Park. You see the field coming around right now.
I think this is the only time all night anybody's actually passed Mogard on the track.
I'm telling you, I'm beginning to wonder if the only way to beat him's with a stick in his sleeve.
I don't think you can catch him then.
Mogard's going to bring it down, look to burn him down here on the front stretch.
Well, I'm gonna make my way downstairs there, Bradley, see if I can catch up with our 3rd and 2nd place finishers.
All right, we'll let you head downstairs as we continue to watch the celebration from Jared Mogard. A lot to celebrate tonight, pretty much with that dominating performance.
Alright, Bradley, I am down here on the infield. I've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Joe Burchett. Joe Burchett, this is Rob Buckner and the Backwards Hat production crew. Man, solid run for you tonight. Looked like you had a potential 2nd place finish going there until the end. You and Spence battled out, and it looked like got a little tight off of turn 2 for you.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought race all night. Didn't really get a good qualifying lap in like I wanted. Kind of had to fight my way up through the pack and use strategy there with the stages. And, just came up with a little short tonight. Unfortunately, I think, was it me and the 3 got together again. This is the 2nd or the 3rd time now that we've had a run in here late in the race. But might have been racing, I don't know. It felt like to me, kind of doored me coming out of 2. After that, me and Spence had a good battle there towards the end. I just, he got underneath me and I got tight coming off of 2 and just clipped the outside wall. But, otherwise, I'll take a top 3. I need the points. Haven't had a good 3-4 weeks here lately. So, just get some points, get back into this.
Well, man, you definitely had a solid run tonight. It was fun to watch you come from the front to the back to the front. But anybody out there you want to give a special thanks to before we let you go down and celebrate with your crew?
Just, everybody over at Overtake, Adam, Landon, especially tonight for coming in and helping me out. All the other guys there, and everybody at Swamp Dust Seasoning for, all that they do for me, and putting the sponsor on the truck every week. And thank you guys for doing the broadcast now, and thanks to Bradley, Ken, and all of them for putting on the league, and Ken and them sponsoring with SimSpec.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, we appreciate it, Joe. Go have a good rest of your night, man, and congratulations again on a solid 3rd place finish tonight here at Gateway Motorsports Park in the SimSpec PC's NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series.
All right, thank you, guys.
Again, that was driver of the SwampDustSeasoning.com number 83 Toyota, finishing 3rd. Joe Burchett. Good run for Joe. Good top 5 as he came from the 13th position to finish 3rd.
A heck of a run for him. I got our 2nd place finisher here if you'd like to talk to him.
Yeah, let's get a hold of him. Spence Thompson, Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy, man.
Well, brother, I got to think that it must, you know, 2nd place is a bittersweet thing. You would have probably have liked to have had that win, but at the same time, a top 5 and you know what we've noted is kind of a rough start for you. Tell us just a little bit more about the race tonight, and you know how you were able to capture that top 5 from the 18th starting position.
Tell you what, man, you couldn't have wrote this thing any better tonight, man. Coming back from, you know, a poor qualifying effort tonight, we thought we could have at least maybe set down a top 12 start. Got caught back in traffic after the black flag on pit road there with passing under the yellow there. That set us back again. We had to make that penalty stop there. Still kind of had hopes up, or still kind of had a little bit of high hopes there, just to, you know, make sure that we were able to come back from it and just be patient at the same time, because that was going to be the biggest key tonight, was, you know, be patient, because I mean we didn't exercise that really well last week at Myrtle Beach there. We got caught up in some circumstances there, but like I said, man, you couldn't have written this one any better. Coming back from all that and finishing 2nd, I mean, it almost feels like a win to me, man, because we've, like you said, we've run so badly this year. I mean, we've had good cars and trucks, man. We just haven't got the results that we would like, though. But despite all that, still being 12th in points. But this was our big plan tonight, though, just to come in here and try to run up front. And, I mean, we didn't really lead any laps tonight, but definitely got to give a big tip of the hat to all the WFO guys, man. They did a great job again this week, and finally were able to bring home a 2nd place finish, which is a good result for us.
Yeah, definitely so. Like I said, a rough start to the season. This has got to be, you know, quite a bright spot to capture that top 5, you know, make some points up, a solid points night. You know, we're coming up on a week off here. Definitely going to be able to regroup here and look strong off the week off, heading into the All-Star race. One of the most notable things coming up. You know, as I've mentioned, like I said, you were the 2016 champion, and, you know, made the hunt Final 4 again last year. Being how the season has started off rough for you, has it been kind of a you know, I don't want to say panic, but has it been kind of a struggle to find things to hit on, or you know, have you just been taking it in stride, knowing that, you know, come hunt time is when you really excel?
And that's actually kind of what I'm hoping for, actually. I mean, I know, like, even in our championship year, we definitely had a few struggles in the early part of the season, but definitely after a few races have gone by and we were able to kind of settle in, string together a lot of top 5s and top 10s and a couple of wins, definitely it was just full steam ahead for us. And then come hunt time, we were able to be in the right positions at the right points in the races, and was able to lock down a win on at Phoenix to kind of lock ourselves into the finals there, and then able to go on to win that championship. Because definitely this year, it's definitely not going to be any easy feat. There's a lot of tough guys in here this year. I mean, Jared Mogart's probably one of the most notables right there, but definitely a couple of other guys as well. I mean, Zach Lindgren in the 85 car this year, he's definitely going to be a strong contender for the championship. There's a couple of dark horses out there as well. I mean, you got the 83 that ran really well tonight. We had a heck of a battle with him at the end. Jared Rashawn definitely showed some speed. There's a bunch of others there, but it's definitely not going to be no easy feat to try to make it to the Final 4 this year, but definitely trying to get into that hunt's going to be another one of the big circles on the season, though, this year for us, to try to make the hunt and hopefully be able to string together some good finishes in there, because that's when it's definitely going to count the most.
Well, good luck. We look forward to documenting and following your pursuit for a 2nd title throughout the year, as you will see the Monday Night Thunder Series on Backwards Hat through the remainder of 2018. Real quick, before we let you go celebrate with that WFO team, is there anybody out there you'd like to thank?
Well, absolutely, man. I just thank all the guys on the number 89 WFO Motorsports team, all the support from Sylvega Naturals for coming on board this year. Appreciate the big support from them. Also, SimSpec PCs, Appreciate them coming on board and supporting this team as well. Big shout out to all the teammates from me tonight as well. They had good cars tonight. A couple of them got taken out, but we definitely showed our team dominance here tonight. Gotta thank you guys in the booth tonight for coming on board and broadcasting the rest of this year, man. You guys do a great job in your short tenure with the with broadcasting us, though, man. You guys do a good job, and yeah, I mean, then pretty much lastly, the comeback starts now.
All right, well, you heard it there. The comeback starts now. That was driver of the number 89 WFO Motorsports truck, Spence Thompson. Well, Robbie, I'm now gonna, as I've been told, you've made your way to victory lane. I'm gonna let you take it over with our winner once again. Another dominating performance tonight. Let's hear from Jared Mogard.
Bradley, that's right. I've made my way down here to victory lane. The celebration is ongoing. Mr. Mogard got out of the truck. Didn't look like he was sweating one bit at all. Jared, you made it look easy tonight, brother. Tell us about your night.
Heard all about not sweating there. It is a long race, but no, it was good. Just I don't know. It was a little bit smoother than what I thought it was gonna be, but you know, I'd rather be lucky than good, and we've been pretty lucky the last few weeks.
Yeah, I tell you, man. Right now, your team is on such a roll. It seems like right now, if you just threw the truck out the back of the trailer, it would land in victory lane. But I tell you, man, is there any secret to your success right now, or is it just luck? It's got to be more than just luck.
You know, honestly, I don't really know. You know, we go in there when the server opens and we turn laps, and you know, we feel pretty decent, and it's just my mindset when we get into the actual race is just, you know, it's that little bit that we're missing in practice. But I don't know, you know, I usually spend probably 15-20 minutes each week thinking about the track and just kind of mentally preparing myself of, you know, how to get around this place or whatever track we're at. And this week it was really technical, and you had to get in the rhythm and stay in that rhythm, and it came down to whoever could do that the best, you know, ended up front, and you kind of seen that throughout the whole race. There were guys that were they were really consistent, and they ended up working their way to the front.
10-4, brother, man. I know during pre-race when we talked to you earlier, you know, because you won the pole, won the race, won every stage tonight, kind of pretty much dominated from the word go here. You mentioned that your plan was to run probably about 5-10 laps, shifting all through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you were going to stop shifting, man. It seemed like they were keeping so much pressure on you tonight. It didn't look like you had a chance to even think about not shifting in 3 and 4.
Yeah, you know, I tried it a couple times not shifting, and I just didn't like how it felt, and went back to shifting, and I kind of figured out a little rhythm there, the way to do it. You know, you can run it in a little bit harder there than the first 5 laps, and then kind of back the corner up a little bit when you downshift. But you know, like I said, the biggest thing is just rhythm. When you know you have to do it in one corner every lap, it's just kind of, it messes with your rhythm to do it one corner and not the other. Next thing you know, you're going into turn 3 and you're downshifting, and you're going into turn 1 and you're not, and you lose time. So for me, the plan really was to not do it in 3 and 4, but the rhythm part of it, I just kind of rolled with it, and it ended up working out pretty good.
Well, I'd definitely say it worked out pretty good for you tonight, man. You definitely dominated today. Like I said, you captured the pole, won all stages tonight, plus ended up in victory lane. Is there anybody out there you want to give a special thanks before we let you go celebrate with the crew?
Yeah, again, just got to thank Nick Kaufman with Kaufman Racing Graphics and Twitchy Race Reports for being on this truck. I got to thank all of you guys for this league. This is really is a top-notch place to come and race every Monday. So, gotta thank you guys. Hats off to all the racers, man. They're really clean racers, and it's fun to be a part of. And speaking of that, I gotta give an apology to the 83. I got into him a little bit there with, I don't know, 10 to go or so, but just got a little tight there on exit and made a little contact. So sorry about that, but yeah, just everybody that makes this deal go on Monday. Hats off to you guys. You guys are doing something really good here, and it's fun to be a part of. And got to give a shout out to all the fans for tuning in.
Well, heck yeah, brother. We'll go celebrate with your team again. That's tonight's winner, Jared Mogard. 3 in a row. We'll see if he can make it 4 in a row when we come back in 2 weeks.
Well, Robbie, you mentioned 3 in a row. You know what that means.
Oh, you know, coming from my short track background, that means there's a bounty going on his head, but I don't think that's what that means, though.
That means it is bounty time. It is a custom here in the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series that Jared Mogard, starting when we come back, will have the bounty on his head. Usually it's placed on. I'll have to get with race officials to make sure one more time, but it is a 10-point bounty to anybody that can steal a win away from Mogard. He has to be running at the end of the race and on the lead lap. But, you know, definitely going to make for some exciting things here on out. But in this 160-lap race, I feel like we probably didn't need, you know, we didn't have a shortage of excitement as it was.
No, this was definitely an action-packed race from start to finish. You know, we talk about how Mogard dominated this race, but there were times there during the race where it looked like people were able to keep up with him, and looked like there were at least 2-3 trucks tonight that had a chance to run with him. Zachary Kreiser earlier in the race was able to keep up with him, and then unfortunately got caught up in an incident, like he said, got a little over aggressive early in the race. I think Spence Thompson's truck on the long run was just as good as Mogard's, maybe not a little bit better. And then at the same time, you know, Blake Falone and Jared Washon were able to lead some laps and stay out in front of him. So although we said Mogard dominated this race and did come away with his 3rd straight victory, there were definitely some other trucks that were definitely able to keep up with him.
Yeah, definitely. So, as we look here, give me 1 second. I believe we're going to get a points graphic, or not a points graphic. We're going to get a finishing order pulled up for you here. We'll run down through it now. Jared Mogard, once again, coming home tonight's big winner, finding pay dirt at the Gateway Motorsports Park for the 3rd week in a row. Spence Thompson from 18 to 2nd. Joe Burchett from 13 to 3rd, definitely some big movers. But the biggest mover on the night's going to come out of the 4th position. Jared Washon from 33rd to 4th is your hard charger of the night. Zach Lindgren from 22nd to 5th round out the top 5.
Yeah, coming home 6th place tonight, a guy again had a great run. Be Blake Falone. Finishing 7th tonight's going to be Zachary Kreiser, and at number 39, like we talked about, had a great run going earlier, but unfortunately his aggressive caught up to him a little bit. John Kennedy, another guy that moved from the back of the pack to the front, started 25th, finished 8th tonight. David Levine started 7th, finished 9th, another solid night for David. And how about the rookie, Scott LeCaux, started 26th, finished 10th in his debut tonight.
The Pennsylvania driver, Scott LeCaux, definitely, if this is an indication of things to come, I would look for him to be a challenger as he gets more seat time, gets familiar with the surroundings. 11th place, another driver that really just came from the back to charge up and finish at the finish, you know, just outside the top 10. That's going to be the Jaeger Racing 49 machine out of the Mid-South region, Sawyer Ott. Trevor Harmon started 12th, finished 12th, so definitely nothing gained, nothing lost, finishing just 2 spots outside the top 10. Matthew Walzenbach, we talked to him about him a little bit there. Going to bring her home 13th after starting 23rd. Ryan Daniels going to finish 14th after starting 16th. Blaine Falone, we talked about him. He just kind of rides around, gets the best finishes he can as he's still, you know, getting seat time in, but definitely from 29th to 15th on the charge there, the driver out of Florida.
Yeah, Blaine Falone's the last car finished on the lead lap. First car a lap down, 6 laps down, finishing in 16th to be PJ Popham. PJ again had a great truck early in the race. Looked like he was going to be a guy to contend with. Unfortunately, got caught up in a big wreck. Coming home next in 17th position will be the Eve Outlaw himself, Michael Reddy, making his return to NMTS Series action tonight. Following him in 18th place will be the number 75 of Terry Perry Mason, making his debut for WFO Motorsports. Following him be the 00 HRL Gordon Larson Jr. finishing 19th. And rounding out your top 20 would be the 818 of Derek Robinson.
Derek Robinson, you so go for the heck of the ride down the front stretch. Finishes 47 laps down. Definitely not the night he was hoping for. 21st, the driver out of the Midwest region, that's Kelsey Rogers. After starting 6th, disappointing finish for Kelsey. Look for him to rebound next week. David Heise in the 711 is going to finish 22nd. 23rd will be Brandon Parsons, the driver out of the Mid-South region. Aiden Young, 24th out of New England, 81 laps down. 25th, rounding out your top 25, will be Craig Learman out of New England in that number 43 HRL truck.
Yeah, definitely another driver that took a heck of a tumble tonight. Coming home 26, being the number 4 truck, Thunderstruck Racing, will be Jackson Allen, followed by Brian Broderick, who made his return tonight after taking a couple of weeks off in the number 32 Tide Chevrolet. He comes home 27th. Christopher Matthews, not the kind of night he was looking for. He comes home 28th in car 92. Finishing 29th, 106 laps down, be the 78 of Brady Briggs. Again, another driver making his debut for WFO. And finishing 30th will be the number 16 of Clayton Kurtz in the Riot Motorsports Discount Shop Towel Chevrolet.
Rounding out the rest of the field, Anthony C., definitely not the night he would like to have had as he was making the charge up through the field. Gets caught up in a wreck, going to finish 107 laps down in 31st. Joseph Andwar, another tough outing for that truck out of the Riot Motorsports camp in the number 13, finishing 32nd. 33rd will be James McKee, getting caught up in that accident on the front stretch, 107 laps down. And then rounding out your field, we want to give a mention to the guy, you'll see a few race officials there. The guy that came in but, went to the infield care center during practice, got checked out, and, received further medical attention, unable to make the call, Ronald White out of Carolina. Our thoughts and prayers are with that driver there, and we'll look forward to seeing him back after our week off.
Yeah, definitely a heartbreak for Ronald White. Unfortunately, he was a little under the weather, wasn't able to get in the truck tonight. Tough break for him. But I tell you what, man, if we had a Goodies Headache Award, it'd have to go to Anthony C. Anthony took one whale of a ride down the front stretch.
You watched it from the gyro cam. I hope everybody out there in the audience was able to keep their lunch down as that wild ride took place. Brought you multiple angles of it. Well, Robbie, another successful broadcast, another successful night. A successful first outing with the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series. We'll be back in action tomorrow night with some of these same guys as we cover the BA Graphics Cup Series live from Richmond.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Again, just recap tonight. Great win for Jared Mogard. Great run all around for all these guys. And tune in each and every Monday to see the stars of the NMTS Series. These are the best of the best when it comes to the NMTS, and they're running for the largest prize of any privately run league right now on iRacing servers.
$8,500 in cash and prizes and a custom NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Championship PC going to be presented to the championship winner from SimSpec. Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage from the Gateway Motorsports Park. I am Bradley Wilson. As always, alongside me, Robbie Buckner. We are Backwards Hat Productions. We thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Stay safe, and we will see you back here tomorrow night.